Hey, welcome back to an episode of Instagram Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
What up, sluts?
How you doing? Nope.
I'm pretty good.
We shouldn't call them sluts.
Okay, you want to start?
No, it was good. You did solid.
Right. What up, sluts? It's your boy, Chris, in the house. We about to talk about so much fucking anime. Mm-hmm. This is the episode that I look forward to the most and least of every season.
Yeah, for sure. It's an episode that requires a lot of us just losing our minds and spending our time watching really shitty anime.
So we're doing the 2018 fall anime preview. It's, you know, all this shit's been out for like a while now. Mm-hmm. We're on episode 3 of almost everything. But we waited long enough until Kyoto Animation could show us some Archery Boys. That episode came out like a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. So I think that now is the most appropriate time to do an episode on this. So yeah.
Yeah, so off top, I'll let you guys know that I for sure did not watch all the stuff that came out because I got busy with school and just kind of, you know, life or whatever.
Yeah.
So luckily we have someone who did watch all the anime because this person also has no life like Trip, right?
Today's episode is being filmed in front of a live studio audience. Sierra's here with us.
Yeah, she's going to be stepping in after we do the news to talk about the episodes of on Crunchyroll that I didn't get to watch, which is fine because I'm pretty sure all of them are pretty bad.
I didn't look at the list of the things that you didn't watch.
I made sure to watch all the good stuff.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that because I had given you like, oh yeah, you know, these are pretty good, and, you know, you'll check that out or whatever. And so I thought that was good.
I think I had the chance to watch a couple more things that were on the list of stuff I didn't watch. I was like, fuck it, I'm watching Goblin Slayer episode 2 and 3. And then,
hey man, have you?
Oh yeah, 3's good. We'll get over it.
Well, I haven't watched 2 or 3 because fucking Kyle is being a lazy piece of shit.
See,
He's got a friend in town.
This is your fault.
This is not my fault. Yeah, he's a whiny little motherfucker.
You should just watch it by yourself and then watch it again with him if it's that good.
I mean, it's not that good.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Okay.
All right. So anyways,
we're no longer friends. So.
I know that you haven't watched all the anime, but that makes it pretty difficult to assign Kyle a shitty anime. So you're out. Sierra and I are going to choose what anime he should watch.
This is fucking bullshit.
This is what you fucking did.
You know what? Honestly, it doesn't even matter because every time that we were supposed to assign a bad anime, I go, hey, let's do this one. And you look at me and go, no. And you spit on my face and you say, that's not the worst. This is the worst. And we just
then you're like, that one didn't even show up on my Crunchyroll. And I'm like, well, if it did, you would have chose it. And then you find it and you're like, oh yeah, that was easily the worst. You're right, Chris.
The point is,
let's get married in Peru. And I'm like, I'm already there, bitch.
The point is, this doesn't matter because I don't have a say in it anyway. So, okay, fine, Sarah, you're going to get steamrolled by Chris, but which is the bad, well, the worst anime.
It's true.
Because he knows, like in the back, look at his fucking face. He already knows what show he's picked.
I don't remember. I don't remember which one I'm choosing for sure, but we're going to get down to it. Because I have an idea of what I want to choose, but honestly, this season of, spoiler alert, this season of anime wasn't the worst season of anime.
Wasn't the
best.
A
lot of the bad shows this season weren't that bad. They were just kind of like, eh. So, yeah, we'll get down to that later.
I mean, I do have like a say in the what's the worst that I saw, but I mean, I'll just say it, let you know, and you can say you're wrong or whatever.
All right, we'll say it right now. Not right now. We'll decide at the end of the episode after we're done talking about everything. We'll definitely like make a final choice
for sure. Okay, cool.
On it.
So real quick, we were just gonna blast through what you do this week. Nothing really.
Nothing really. I subscribed to Hidive for us, so shout outs to Hidive.
If you want our email and password to get in for Hidive, just hit us up. We'll give it to you. We don't care.
Starburst 6945.
Yeah, there's actually next week we're gonna be doing an episode on stuff that's on Hidive, right? Because we haven't gotten a chance to see that stuff yet. So
yeah. So we're not going to go over like everything that's been Hidive exclusive, but we're going to go over all the exclusives for this season. I want to say there's like 7 shows on Hidive. So
now it's kind of worth $5. So
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
All right, cool.
And then for me, I mean, just busy with school. Chargers have gone 5-2. They're doing pretty good. This week I'm pretty sure I won another Villainess football week, so I'm 3 in whatever. It means I'm not in last place anymore. I'm currently in 6th or 7th, probably 8th. But
that's not fantastic.
Last. Anyways, yeah, that's about it, man. Nothing real fun. How about we get into the news?
I'm down for that. So there is a man named Keiichiro Kimura. He's the director of Tiger Mask, and he recently passed away.
Ooh, it's a big sad time. So, R.I.P. Moment of silence. All right, he will be missed. I like Tiger Mask. I actually watched the stuff I watched.
Yeah, no, I remember fun. Yeah,
so it's a bummer, but people die. So
Big sad. Especially like for a titan of the anime world.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
all that always hurts, you know?
Yeah. Okay, well, now that we're done crying, what else you got?
You know Konosuba?
Did someone die from Konosuba?
No. The movie's going to premiere in 2019.
Why does that sound so familiar?
Because we talk about it like every single week on this show.
Is it the sexy one with the toothbrush?
No. Why do you think it's that one? We used to talk about that one every single week, actually, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, that one was one of the...
News kind of pittered out for Monogatari.
Monogatari, right. Which one's Konosuba?
It's the isekai magical one that the dude gets hit by like a tractor and dies, and then Aqua's just like, oh, I'm fucking sexy, and that's how it starts. And then there's Megarine, who's like a lot of people's waifu, and okay, man.
I mean, you're getting mean already. Like,
okay,
Trip's really tired, and so has low energy. That means he's not putting up with my shit. It doesn't sound familiar, but it sounds like a good time for...
It's the one that's fucking always...
Is it Real Life? Is that
No, man.
Is it that one?
Man. It's like a goofy one. It's like a goofy version of that.
I haven't seen it. Couldn't tell you.
I guess not, man. Call yourself an anime host?
I never call myself... I mean, I've never called myself that. Oh, you have? No, I do at the beginning of every episode. I say, I'm your host.
I'm like, there's got to be... Somebody take the audio.
Yeah, of any episode. Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
I didn't say I was a good host. That's
true.
Nice.
But you're a good host, man.
I appreciate you.
So, Date A Live Season 3 has been confirmed for winter 2019. You might not know this show, and I might not either, but people get so fucking hyped about this. It's just another one of those like, oh man, sexy girls. Look at them. They're all, wow, is that a beach? Don't mind if I do. You know, one of those. You like dress them up on the computer on newgrounds.com. You're like, click, click. You're like, oh, now she's wearing a better skirt than she was before. Then you're like, click, click. Now she's not wearing any skirt.
You're speaking my youth right here, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Nostalgia as fuck. That's cool. Good for them. I've never seen it. I probably won't watch it.
Oh, man, that's rough.
The fuck don't you see sexy fucking anime chicks for?
Listen, man, you got like a month before it starts airing, so get ready.
Okay, I'll get ready.
All right, cool. The Crunchyroll and Funimation partnership will end on Friday, November 9th. Yeah, I don't know if you know about this.
I saw this. This is insane.
Pretty crazy. So they were like, we're teaming up. And then, you know what happened? They're not anymore.
It's like that couple that like, oh, they're doing so good. And then they break up.
So some important things for everybody. There are going to be some titles on each service that will no longer be available. So on Crunchyroll, you might be trying to watch something and you can't anymore, but you could still go on Funimation and watch it.
Yeah, but they're not friends anymore.
Exactly. And the whole reason that they're not friends, just as a heads up for everyone that's like, the fuck is with this, is Funimation is backing out of the partnership because Sony has recently acquired Funimation.
That's good for Funimation. I mean, Sony's they got lots of monies.
Yeah,
good for them. That sucks. I like that they work together, but now it kind of makes more. Now that they're not working together, it makes a little more sense for me to have both individuals, websites. Because at one point they weren't together. I was like, cool. Now it makes sense. I go here or I check there, and then at one point it just became. You can watch anything anywhere. It didn't fucking matter. Yeah.
Speaking of watching anything anywhere, so currently airing series that premiered during this partnership of Funimation and Crunchyroll, they're going to continue airing on Crunchyroll. So you don't have to worry that the things that are on now are going to stay on. So finish up this season and then it might go away. Mm-hmm. But as of now, that's the way it's going. So they're done. But guess what? Funimation, new partner in town. Actually, no, it's not Funimation that does. They're parting ways with Verve as well. Shit. That's what's happening. Verve and Funimation, they're no longer homies. But Verve is going to be partnering with Hidive.
Okay, isn't Verve already partnered with Crunchyroll, though?
Probably, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know what the fuck the deal is. There are too many services that I just don't give a shit about.
But we got Hidive now.
We got Hidive, so we dive in.
We care now.
We big boys.
We care.
Speaking of caring.
It's my gut.
Okay, you gutting over there. Speaking of caring, Mob Psycho 100 is going to come to Toonami on October 27th. So that by the time this episode airs, you're able to watch it. I think it's Friday night.
I'm pretty stoked.
Saturday night?
Sure.
Saturday. Okay, whoever knows the dates, that's the night.
The English dub, I think, is pretty solid for the show. So.
See, I haven't seen it, but I've heard.
I think it's good because I feel like this show doesn't have as much. like following his other ones. I mean, it has like a cult following, but people don't really know about it too much. They go, "Oh, I've seen One Punch Man," and they go, "Have you seen Mob Psycho 100?" And they go, "No, I've never heard of it," or whatever. So this is really good. I really like this show. So
yeah, I mean, One Punch Man is way more accessible just because it looks fucking good.
Yeah.
Mob Psycho 100 doesn't look good, but fuck.
Does it look?
It actually looks great.
Yeah. It looks so bad. It looks good. Yeah, I love that about it. So that's super cool.
Then I got a couple of things that I don't really know much about, but I love the titles. So, My Next Life is a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. The light novel series is going to become an anime soon. We don't know if it's going to be a television anime or a movie or whatever, but it's going to be adapted. Cool. So fucking buckle the fuck up for that. And hey, do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? That light novel series is getting a TV anime. I don't know what the fuck it's about, but the second that I read the title, I was like, yes, I do love my mom
and her 2-hit multi-attacks. That
so
sounds super dope.
I know. It's just such a funny title. So I don't know what it's going to be, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Another thing I don't know like anything about, Seikano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend movie is going to open in fall 2019.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly what that's about, but...
How would you raise your girlfriend?
Can you not be a dick right now?
No, I'm just curious. Like that's
No. You come into my room and you're asking me these questions like, how do you raise you? Why would you?
That's what we're supposed to do. It's our job. We ask questions.
And that's why I support you.
Shut the fuck up. Do your job.
In other news that I didn't put on here, but I just thought it was an interesting tidbit. At some showings of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, the movie about cancer, they're giving out tissue boxes with
cool.
art on it and stuff for people to cry because it's a sad ass movie.
You know, it's super fun when there's like, "Hey, bitch, you're gonna need this," and they give you like your fucking box of tissues.
I know, yeah.
I don't think we'll get that, but that's like here where we're at. But that's super awesome.
So dope.
That's good.
It's fucking great.
That makes more sense than the fucking My Hero giving us fucking
like enjoy these to go little takeout box things,
boxes and like cups to be like, I'm like, are they gonna give us snacks? What the fuck?
Definitely thought we were getting something else.
I was waiting there, just like, are they gonna come like down the aisle and like pass over the bucket? We'll fill it up and bring it. Like when are the snacks coming? They never fucking came.
So confused. I was like, what's the deal? Or if they were like, after the movie, you get like a special like All Might surprise, and then he pours you a slushie, and you're like, hell yeah, thanks All Might.
No, I thought maybe they'd be like, hey, when you go back home, take this to your local theater, and you'll get free popcorn when the movie premieres or whatever. I thought maybe that was it. Like
that would be
like that'd be another way for them to get money out of you. It was just an empty box and cup. By the way, someone won that. Good for them. So
good for you.
We didn't want them. So anyway, that's cool.
It was like it's such an interesting thing because like. For all these like giveaway type things, it's mostly posters or like pins or stickers, shit like that. But then to be like, here's some very specific things, and also we're not gonna use them the way that they're meant to be used. What a weird idea!
Really cool idea with the tissue box. Though. If we got that,
super dope.
That'd be super cool to just have like in the living room and be like, "What's that?" Like, oh, don't use those tissues. Those are
these are special.
These are anime tissues.
They're only when you're crying about anime things. So
it's like these are your dirty tissues, and these are your tissues for just sneezy tissues. But these are crying tissues. So cool. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's all the news that I have for this week.
Okay, so this week's topic, like we said earlier, is the preview for the 2018 fall anime list.
That's correct.
And I'm going to step out for a bit. And when I mean step out, I'm going to go lay on that part of the bed while Sierra comes and talks to you about the shows that I did not watch on Crunchyroll.
Sounds dope. Okay, we have a bunch. So, welcome to the show, Sierra.
The way the podcast should be.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to respond to that.
I hope that I could keep that audio in here. So we're going to go over mostly just a bunch of shit. I think everything except for... Yeah, well, there's some interesting things that happen to these other things here. So we'll figure out what to do with that. First off, something Juan didn't watch, but we both watched the fuck out of is As Miss Beelzebub Likes It, made by Leiden Films. It is based off of a manga. Do you remember this show at all?
I do. I actually had to watch this one twice, the first episode, because I kept watching the animation and I wasn't reading the words.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was so distracted. And I thought it was interesting, but definitely not my cup of tea. Did not really care for it.
Yeah, so the whole deal with this is Miss Beelzebub is just a fucking... She's the devil, essentially, but there's... I guess Satan's higher than her or something like that. So she's the devil, and she likes really fluffy stuff, and that's pretty much the only thing she likes. She's fucking weird, doesn't do any like crazy torture-y devil type things really. But her assistant, who is fucking obsessed with her, wants to fuck her so bad. So the whole show is about him trying to take her to Bone Town, which is fun as it sounds. You've got your one-dimensional, has boobs, is naked a lot, and likes fluffy things, and boring-ass assistant that just wants to, like, bone the main character lady, but is also kind of, like, shy for some reason, even though he's her assistant, and, like, he should know that fucking Beelzebub is doing a bunch of evil, nefarious shit and being naked and not caring, because literally demons.
Yeah, I mean, demons are supposed to be evil and nefarious anyway, so
yeah, that's true. But yeah, the animation was kind of interesting with this. There were lots of like, it used a lot of light colors,
very
like
pastel.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just, I felt like it thought it was like bigger than it was, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like it's trying to build a world, but it doesn't know how.
Yeah, I think that, like, the fact that they're kind of, like, moving the story, and then, like, apparently all this other stuff happened.
Yeah.
Before it got to that point, but we barely know anything about that.
Right.
And it's just, we're just seeing the little happy bits.
It's interesting.
Based off of what they were saying, like, that happened before they got to that point, it sounded like that story would have been more interesting than the one they were actually animating.
Well, yeah, they're like, I mean, we all know that there was a giant fight between heaven and hell and earth and all this shit, but like, we're going to ignore that. And I feel like, I don't know, man, it's kind of an ecchi show, and I just couldn't deal. I couldn't hang.
Yeah, I think my favorite character out of that one was the bro guy who didn't talk.
Yeah. And that tells you something. Character that doesn't talk is the best part. So yeah, anyways, don't watch that show. It's not great. But if you're looking for like a fucking weird ass slice of life, ecchi show, okay, check it out, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah.
Next up, let's talk about Ulysses, Jeanne d'Arc, and Alchemist Night, made by Axis. It's based off of a light novel. So this whole show, it's a weird one. There's like 100-year war going on. It's like kind of like a historical type thing. And there's essentially just this kid that like really wants to fuck with magic. He's just like super into magic for whatever reason. There's a bunch of demonic shit that goes on. There's some fairies. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like trying to take something historical, throw in a bunch of other weird, like magical type shit, but it didn't do it well.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. It was, I think that where they got it, I guess, wrong was the fact that they, I don't know, they just didn't, like, really make you, like, invested in anything that was going on. It's like, oh, this kid's trying to do magic, but he actually can't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was really hard to get into. None of the characters mattered. The world building didn't matter. And, like, I don't know. I feel like with this, they tried really hard to make you feel like I need to get into this because shit's going to go crazy. Well, but it didn't have enough there for me to, like, get into it. Like, you could tell that they were trying to place all these little pieces of the puzzle that you're going to get hyped for later. But it just, I don't know, the animation wasn't memorable. It was a very forgettable show. Even though it had a lot of things in it, it was just really forgettable.
Well, yeah, because, like, even with the ending of the episode where, like, shit's supposed to be like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? Yeah. Like, oh, everything's gonna get crazy. It's just like, meh,
Exactly, yeah. It sucks coming away from a show with, like, no feelings afterwards. So, whatever. Don't watch that show either. It's just such a bizarre little, like, I don't know why it's around, but whatever. Another show that we don't really know why it's around, Emote House, a share house of super psychic girls. It's made by Bouncy, who has done GD Fairies. It's an original piece of art. I actually liked this show.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it in like weird ways. So at first I'm like, ew, this animation is fucking gross. I don't understand what's happening. And then I'm like, oh, it's like the GD animation. Whatever. Okay, I got over the animation pretty quick. I don't know how, I just did. I kind of like the idea of it as this girl who doesn't have psychic powers goes into this house with like a bunch of other girls that do, and she doesn't realize that like she has psychic powers, but she actually does, and that's why she's in the house and all that. And all these other girls do know about their psychic powers and they're really good at using them, but they're all super bizarre. Essentially, it's just a 3D animated comedy show, and a lot of it felt like sketchy, sketch comedy type show. And also a lot of it felt kind of like ad-libbed, like they were all riffing off each other, which was cool. So I don't really know what to say about this show, but I got kind of a kick out of like a few jokes. Like, I felt like the timing and the punchlines worked really well at a couple of parts. They did an after the credits bit where it's all like completely ad-libbed. Like they're all just kind of hanging out in the room together, and they're like, all right, here's the premise of this game. And like, what would you do to like kiss this person or something like that? I don't remember exactly what it was, but they all told these like crazy ass stories about what they would wind up doing.
Because
that was pretty funny.
Because I was like, oh, thank God, the credits. Done.
Yeah, no, I was surprised at actually having a good time with it. But I felt like they did a really good job at making something original that didn't completely fall on its face, but it was by no means good looking. If they made it look better,
it was really
I think the show could have been
blocky.
Good. Yeah. And you know, that fits its very like on the spot riffing style, but it should have been like well done. It would have been dope if it was well done, but it's a short format show, so it's not a show that I would recommend to anyone. It's not a show that I would watch, but man, it was interesting.
I think the weirdest part was when all of a sudden they're like, oh, let's show each other our underwear so we don't get confused when we do laundry.
Yeah, no, I see. That was funny. That was funny because it was so like, well, that's not a thing that you would ever care about, but like, okay. And it was just like funny how they were all talking about like, oh yeah, that makes sense considering the kind of person you are. And I was like, yeah, I like yours. It was just very, very weird. And it was weird in a way that was like, they knew that they were being weird about it. So I got a kick out of that. And all their magic powers were pretty funny too. So I just enjoyed it. It was a fun time. Didn't expect to like it. So maybe that's why I had more fun with it. Just because I wasn't expecting it to be funny at all. But another fun, short style show is Skullface Bookseller Honda-san. It's made by DLE, and they've done things like Sword Guide, the animation, 18if, stuff like that. Also, it's based off of a web manga.
When, like, this one, it just seems like, I guess, kind of like a slice of life of some weird character. Because he just works in a bookstore and he helps people, and then it's just his stories of the situations that happen in the bookstore.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, but it takes it to another level where it's just over the top. Like, he cares way too much about everything, and then most of the people that are there are looking for like boy love novels.
I did laugh at that, like some of the reactions that some of the customers had, like towards like certain like manga that they were picking up and stuff.
Exactly, and he you know, he's just dealing with it like, okay, well, I guess I have to think nothing of it because these girls clearly don't give a fuck. And then like some guy's buying it and he doesn't give a fuck either, and he's trying to like recommend a good boy love novel because it's what he's seen like a couple of people buy recently, and they're like, this book's shit, this fucking sucks. Like, I don't know, it was a really weird show. It's not something that I laughed at like too much.
Yeah, it
had a really rigid art style, but parts of it were pretty funny.
Yeah. I guess I'm more curious as to like why like all the customers that are coming in are normal, but then like the people that work in the bookstore are just like all quirky and weird.
Yeah, whatever. That's just, it's its old comedy thing. Whatever. Fuck it. Cool. So next up, let's talk about a little show called Merc Storia, The Apathetic Boy and the Girl in a Bottle. It's made by Encourage Films. They've done things like Symphogear, Hitorigime My Hero, and it's based off of a game.
I thought this one was actually, like, kind of, like, cute in a way and a little bit interesting in that, like, you know, you have these monsters and then you have these certain people that are called healers that can heal the hearts of the monsters, and basically you can make these monsters your, like, kind of like companions and helpers or whatever. It kind of reminded me a little bit of, like, kind of like Digimon and Pokemon in that sense, where you have these, you know, wild creatures or animals or whatever that you can be friendly with, and then this kid, you know, goes on an adventure. We're not actually told in the first episode what he's trying to find on this adventure / journey.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I had assumed that it was maybe to find his dad, because we saw his dad in a little bit, and then suddenly his dad just disappeared. But they didn't really show you what direction it was actually going in.
No, and I feel like that's where the show lacked, because they clearly built this really lively world, and they did a great job with it. The main character has a lot of personality along with his, but the apathetic is a bad word to describe him. It's more like down on his luck kind of guy. Not so, like, he has a lot of personality. He's not just like, well, it's all good. It's not going to work out anyways, so fuck it. He doesn't have that at all. He's like, let's go, and fuck, everything's fucking wrong all the time. That's his thing. And he gets a little jar of water, essentially, from his dad on one of his dad's adventures. He, like, got it back, and then it turns out that it's a little girl in a jar, and they are adventure buddies now, and they go and chase this little, like, I don't even know what to call it. This
Mr. Fluffy.
this fluffy rabbit-looking kind of motherfucker around town. And they're like, oh, man, it's a monster, but, like, whatever, he's cool. And they be friends with it at the end of the episode. And yeah, I don't know. It felt like it was it had a lot of the right elements, but it was just lacking in a reason for me to watch it. Like, it didn't have any kind of a story so far. It didn't have, like, that, oh man, this feels like fresh and new. It just felt like, oh, these are some cool ideas. Let's see, like, where it goes. And didn't really go anywhere. Yeah. Kind of a shame, because I was enjoying parts of it a lot.
Yeah, me too. It's like maybe the point of the show is going to be that he's going to learn to like the monsters, since he's constantly afraid of them, even if they're healed and nice.
I mean, I don't know.
But I don't know. There's too many I don't knows about it.
True. Cool. So next up, we've got Conception, made by Gonzo. It's based off of a game. This was a weird-ass show.
To say the least.
I'll give it this. Definitely had some sex stuff going on. It was like the one show that had sex stuff that I think I've ever, like, seen, probably. Anyways, so it's about this girl that's, like, magically pregnant. You're like, okay, she's pregnant, whatever, who gives a fuck?
Virgin Mary shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then you find out it's Virgin Mary stuff. She's like, oh, by the way, I don't know who the dad is because I didn't sleep with anybody for this baby. And you're like, oh, fuck, this is crazy. Well, she, like, births a demon a la Game of Thrones, and then they fucking kill the demon or some shit. And it was very, very weird. They're teleported to, like, a world that has magic, and I don't remember how it works out, but the pregnant girl and the main character are related to each other somehow. They're like cousins or some shit. Maybe.
I honestly can't remember either. I can't remember. I don't think they're actually, like, blood related. I think they adopted him or something.
It's some, like,
into
weird
the
shit like that where he's not actually in the family. Because the whole point of it is, hey man, you're gonna fuck literally everyone, and you're gonna get everyone pregnant, and then we're all gonna have all these, like, god babies, and it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, who doesn't want god babies? Who doesn't want to fuck 12 bitches and get them pregnant?
Damn.
To save the world.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do to save the world.
It's your golden ticket to go back home.
If I have to do that to save the world, I guess I gotta fuck all these bitches.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh yeah, I guess we gotta fuck so we can go back home.
And that brings us to our next show, Radiant, made by Lurch. They've done things like Assassination Classroom, Monster Musume, and it's based off of a manga. Radiant is this, it feels like it's trying to be the new shonen.
Yeah.
They were like, you know what? Fuck yourself, Black Clover. We're in town. We're radiant. We're dope as fuck. We got a sorcerer boy who uses punch magic. First off, punch magic is dope as fuck.
Hell yeah.
So that's cool. It's got that going for it. The bad thing is he sounds like he's 5 years old, but he looks like he's 16. And I'm like, dog, I can't relate to this character and I don't like this show. The voice literally fucked this show over. Not that it was bad voice acting. The voice acting was fine. If it was a different character, if it was a different body.
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with the voice. And I think I'm gonna keep watching the show for a little bit. I might fall off of it because I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I mean, you gotta keep watching Black Clover, you know?
Well, yeah, I'm all caught up with that.
Yeah, I'm not. Fuck that. They're like, yeah, it's only gonna be 50 episodes. You could totally watch all of it. Actually, go fuck yourself. It's gonna be as long as we want it to be.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we all figured it was gonna happen like that anyway.
Yeah, it sucks.
But no, I think it's really interesting because, you know, you have like the humans and then you have these, what they call nemesis, which are basically like demons, essentially.
Yeah, you got some bad boys.
Some of these nemesis / demons like touch humans and these humans become tainted and then they become able to be sorcerers. And I think if I watch it, it'll mostly be because I want to see kind of like the other like magic that's going on.
Well, they did a great job with the world and it looks so bright and fun and colorful. All the colors really pop. It feels great. But the fucking voice, it's too much for me.
I don't know. I think I was able to get over Asta's voice, so I can get over his.
Yeah, that's fair. Asta's voice, I don't know. I could handle Asta's voice because it was just him screaming sometimes. And I'm like, that works. Because that's who he is. And whatever, he's just like a little piece of shit. But this was like, I like all of it, but I can't stand that he sounds so young.
Maybe he's just a 16-year-old boy. Wasn't it puberty yet, Trip? Did you think about that? Huh?
I didn't. So we're going to talk about My Sister, My Writer, made by Naz, who did our favorite show, My First Girlfriend is a Gal. And it's also made by Megia Doraglier. I'm going to say that's correct.
It's a mouthful.
I know. And this is the only thing they've made, and this is based off of a light novel. So, My Sister, My Writer, it's our new sister show of the season, because there's always going to be one of those.
Yeah, right? The Sister's All You Need.
Yeah, Sister's All You Need, Aramanga Sensei. This is that kind of shit right here.
Yeah.
Essentially, we got our main character boy who is super fucking into writing. He loves writing books. He's the bookingest motherfucker in town. But it turns out that he's not like that good at it. He just likes to do it a lot and he wants to be good.
Yeah, he's like me. He can't tell stories.
Can't tell stories. So then his sister that looks up to him so much, but he doesn't realize it, enters the same book competition as him, and she fucking crushes it. She does so good, and it's a story about a sister that wants to fuck her brother.
Yep.
And that's the show for you.
Yep.
There's a bunch of boobs characters too. You've got like all kinds of boob publicists and other boob authors. And
that one publicist was like, yo, you can touch my boobs if you need them to help you write.
Yeah, it's like you're going to need to know what it feels like. So you're going to feel my boobs all the time, every time you need it. It's like, oh, neat, cool.
It's like a grown-ass adult just grabbed this teenager's hand and stuck it on her boob and was like, touch me.
Happens to the best of us, you know? So that's essentially My Sister, My Writer. Now we're on to an actual show, Tsurune, made by Kyoto Animation, who's done so much good shit. Silent Voice, KO, and Violet Evergarden, a ton more. It's based off of a light novel. So this is Archery Boys, the show.
Pew pew.
Tsurune, it starts out, and it's just like, whoa, Mom, what's the sound of that whomp thing? And then she's like, oh, that's called Tsurune. It's the sound of the bow string
everyone knows
when it
that.
comes back. And he's like, holy shit, that's so cool. Tsurune. And then it starts out and it's like, Tsurune. It's a bunch of boys and they all do this kind of archery sport. And it starts out like that, and then very quickly it's like, oh, our main character is actually super sad. Oh, he doesn't do archery anymore. Oh, his mom's dead. Oh, it's just a big old sad pile of sad.
Like, oh.
It looks great. It's got sad times. It's going to be the next Violet Evergarden.
You think so?
No, it doesn't look like it's going to be that good.
It looks good though. Like
it does. Stylized. Yeah. It's just like the rest of Kyoto Animation. It's very like these people look kind of like regular people, but a little bit like better than regular people.
Yeah.
And just everything's animated super clean, super well. But they're using a little bit of 3D animation that I'm not really into, but it doesn't look that bad. It's mostly just like every time that they hold the string on the bow, it makes like a shot of leaves.
Yeah.
And the leaves are kind of 3D. Wasn't doing it for me, but whatever.
Well, I mean, I feel like, just having the leaves in 3D wasn't that bad. Because, there's, like, some other shows where, like, it's like, it would have been better if you had kept that just 2D instead of 3D. Because it just looks all...
Yeah. It looks gorgeous. I'm excited to see where it goes. It's interesting to me that Kyoto Animation is doing something with boys because they tend to focus on things with girls a lot. Like, starting way back, Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. It's got a couple of dudes in it. The main character is a dude, but the clear focus is on the girls in that show. So, got heavy focus on that. You got K-On!, which is a group of girls. You've got Violet Evergarden, which focuses on the girl. Mm-hmm. You've got just so many different shows that are about like groups of girls and just girls in general.
They gotta break out of their box trip. They gotta explore.
It's true. Sound Euphonium is another one. Yeah. Anyways, they do need to have a little bit of branching out, and I think that this is a pretty good show for that. So I'm excited to see how they handle it. Yeah. While certain things are completely up to the director, I feel like this show has potential to be the next like big sports show.
Yeah, I think so too, and I'm definitely gonna keep watching it because I think it looks really great, and who knows, maybe it'll be the second anime that makes me cry.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It has a dead mom.
Yeah, it
dead
does.
moms are my weakness.
Those are your weakness?
That's what got me in A Place for Us in the Universe.
Yeah, man, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to say at this point. All right, and then the last show that Juan didn't watch, Voice of Fox, made by the Yumeta Company. They did My Sweet Tyrant, and this is based off of a manga. Now, this show was 13 minutes long. It's like a half an episode format. Essentially, we have a super convoluted story of there's a pop star idol guy, but he can't sing. So somebody else is his ghost voice.
Singing for him.
Yeah. So instead of being like, oh man, we just have like this guy that's got to do background singing, they make it out to be like, nobody can know who he is. He's got to wander through these halls all secret. He can't tell the fucking people that he just works as part of the team or whatever. There's a whole team of people that are totally fine, but he's got to be a secret guy.
Yeah, instead he has to sneak into the studio or whatever, and they have to hack the system in order for him to sing.
As soon as they're like, I'm going to hack it. All right, I'm in. I was just like, what the fuck?
And then he starts freaking out when someone takes a photo of him leaving the studio. He's like, oh no, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
It's like,
somebody fucking sent him a picture and was like, I've been watching you, and we're supposed to care about this show. It's got a bunch of Chinese names in it, so I feel like it's probably got a lot of Chinese influence, which is kind of a shame to me that I feel like all these shows that are from Japan and China doing a collaboration, they never feel good. And I just want like a really good show that's a collaboration of these two countries that have been so hostile with each other for such a long time. I want to see something really good come out of it.
Guess it just shows in their work that they're still hostile, Trip, maybe.
They're just not comfortable enough to make a good show. Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
But no, because like I think it was interesting that they decided to make it like all based out of China, though. Because like the, I don't know, singing show that the pretty boy was singing on, it was all out of China and everything. But I don't know. I thought it was a little bit weird that they had it based out of China.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. What do you think of the song, though?
I honestly, like, I think the music itself sounded good, but I don't like his singing voice.
No.
Because I think it was like someone that was like, you know, like, oh, you know, like they're, you know, like good at singing, but they're not a singer.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally feel you.
They can carry a tune, but they're not a singer. Like, I'm pretty sure no one would be going gaga over that voice.
Nah, man. It was a weird ass show. Definitely not for me. Don't watch that.
No.
Out of all the shows that we just talked about, I'm going to say watch Tsurune.
Yeah.
And there are a couple more that you might want to check out, but not necessarily like commit to, but definitely commit to Tsurune. I feel like that's got places to go.
Yeah. Because I think out of the ones that we talked about, I'm definitely going to watch Tsurune, and then I'm going to keep on Radiant.
Yeah. I mean, I support that. It wasn't bad. It just definitely wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about the Girl in a Bottle show.
Yeah.
Like, it looked really good. It felt like everything was just bubbling with energy and it had so much personality, but it just didn't cut it.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that one.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us to fill in for Queen.
Because he can't do his homework.
I have so much other things to do.
Better at anime than he is.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. The boys are back in town.
Boys are back in town.
The boys are back in copyright strike.
Hey,
yeah.
I left the studio for a bit.
Yeah, kind of.
What I mean, left the studio. I laid on your bed while you and Sierra talked. Do you take women's multivitamins?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why?
Yeah.
What's the reason?
I want to see what it did to my skin.
I thought you'd be like, well, hold on, I'm a woman. So.
Nah, I stopped with that joke once I did it too successfully once. Yeah. I was just like, nah, now I just feel bad. Like, I feel like I just took advantage of your thoughts.
It's pretty funny. No, cool, man. I'm glad that Sierra was able to step in and help us out because, like I said, I'm a little busy boy, so it doesn't sound, because I listened to what you guys talked about.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like I missed out on anything too good. So
honestly, I don't think you would have watched any of them except for Tsurune, which you are gonna watch and you are gonna enjoy.
Oh yeah, it's the Arrow Boys, right? Yeah, for sure. I kind of was like, should I watch Tsurune? Because I could have, and I was like, I could watch episode 3 Goblin Slayer instead.
And you were like, hell yeah. Can I kill these goblins with a spoon?
Fuck yeah, I can. Can I kill the spoon with the goblin? Fuck yeah,
dude, I can do anything.
Cool. How about we get into the list of stuff that I did get to watch? So
all right.
I know you have a list of that kind of stuff. So
I want to talk about Amazon stuff.
Okay, cool. So stuff on Prime.
You know, stuff that Sierra didn't watch now because I feel like that's only fair.
Good justification. Yeah, she's like, she was actually talking shit about how I didn't do my homework. She didn't get on Prime and watch that stuff either, so suck a butt.
Looks like you both suck. Big boy Trip over in this corner.
Yeah,
he's watching too much fucking anime. I ordered Mamoru Hosoda's fucking, I can never say his name, collection. Looks dope as fuck.
Yeah, you're right.
By the way,
you showed us you watch more stuff than we do.
How many times did you jerk off to hentai today?
Twice.
Damn.
Yeah.
Tied.
Once during class, so.
Oh yeah. Once during work.
Once during presentation in class.
Nice. That was my presentation. That's what happened. Hey, so Amazon, we've got only a few shows this season, which that's why we're getting Hidive, because Amazon's got like 2 things every season and Hidive has like 5. So
yeah, and Hidive only costs like $5. So
yeah, $1 per show. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so Amazon. Boarding School Juliet, made by Leiden Films. They've done things like Hanabado, She and Her Cat, Everything Flows. This is based off of a manga, and I fucking...
You love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Honestly, my whole room is just decorated. Like half of it's black, the other half's white, because I loved the show so much.
What's funny is that you text, I had to text you like, cause while I was working on Sunday, I was like, hey, let me know the name of the Amazon shows so I can look them up and watch them. Because we've talked shit about Amazon, but here's some more shit. They're fucking, since they got rid of strike, you know?
Yeah.
Now everything is kind of falls on the folder.
It's so fucking hard to find anything.
I did notice that there is a little tab you can click to find anime, right? But then it just gives you their whole catalog,
Hang on. When you said tab to click,
like a tab. You hit the tab. And
yeah, you're on the computer doing it.
I was on the computer.
Yeah, on the app.
Yeah, no,
it's a pain in the ass
so that's
too.
why. That's why
you can filter through, but so fucking slow. You're just like, okay, Pokemon. Okay, another Pokemon. Okay, another Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, this show from the '90s. Nice. Oh, sweet, this show from the '90s.
Yeah,
like you're just going through.
So that's why when I was at work and I was using like my phone, playing it through the app. Like, well, I need to know the name of the shows because it's hard to manage. But I go, you give me the list of them. And you go, I remember you saying something about the circus one that we're gonna talk about in a bit, and I was like, cool, I'll watch that one. You go, no. Watch the fucking Romeo and Juliet one because it's so fucking bad. You got to get it out of the way. Like you've got to get it done.
Yeah, watch that first.
So this one's about like a boarding school, right? And there's like and it's like a boarding school for rich people or people of some sort of like, I don't know, like they have money. I don't know what, they're not all rich, but anyways, it's fucking boarding school.
It's convoluted reasons.
So
whatever.
It's a boarding school, and like for some reason in the boarding school, there's two factions. One are the black doggies, right? Yeah, and the other one are like the white cats.
Yeah, which why aren't they white kitties or white? I don't know.
Yeah, doggies. Why did they be the doggies? Fuck? Yeah. Anyways, so the two factions fight against each other. Yeah. And the leaders of both groups, one's a boy, he's on the dog side, and the one's a girl, she's on the cat side. Nice. And they hate each other, but then we find out that really what it is the boy actually really likes the girl. Oh. And the girl, I don't think she knows she likes the boy, but she wants him. She notices that he doesn't fight full force when they're fighting or whatever. Yeah. And she thinks he does it because he wants to embarrass him or make fun of her. And she just wants, to be respected and whatever.
When they're hashing it out, she's just like, yo, man, fuck you. You're not treating me with respect. And he's like, no, I'm treating you with too much respect because I like you.
I respect you so much. I don't want to hit you in the face.
Yeah. And she's like, well, I'll fight you for that.
Yeah. So, at the end of this, the whole episode is just explaining this weird dichotomy between them and, the fact that, how they feel and that they're both actually pretty good people, Yeah. And then the end kind of ends with, there's a clash between the two of them and he confesses his love. Yep. And she thinks again she's teasing him. He's like, no, I'm fucking serious. Like, I love you. He's like, bitch, I love you. Yeah. And she's like, okay, well, like, we'll go out. We can go out, but if we go out, you have to promise you're going to become someone that's going to change the world. Whatever the fuck that means, right? And he's just like, okay, cool. And they have to keep their love a secret. Right, exactly. And I was like, oh, fuck, Trip. This reminds you of that fucking Shakespeare thing.
Othello.
Fucking Hamlet or whatever. No, it's just it's a fucking shitty anime version of Romeo and Juliet.
It really is. It's like the fucking worst. There's also a scene in it where some dudes from the black doggies are like, all right, we're going to catch the leader of the white cats and we're going to tie her up and we're going to like, I don't know what we're going to do. And then they realize like, oh, we're just going to rape her. Yeah.
And it was they like this season is a great season for like sexual assault. Like this season of anime, there's for sure multiple times where like, this is kind of like, you're like, whoa, this is not okay or whatever.
Yeah. But you're also like, this is the golden age of sexual assault.
This is the renaissance of sexual assault.
If you're looking to be in an anime that has sexual assault in it, now jump in.
Yeah, this is a season. No, so what it is like, the guys tie her down and like, pin her down or whatever. And like, they don't really know what to do. There's two of them are bumbling idiots. One of them is like, has this weird, like he's like a real sketchy dude. He's got like black nail polish. He
pulls out a box cutter.
He's got a lock. Like,
he has a lock. Yeah.
He looks like
a little padlock.
He's like a super edgelord, and he uses his box cutter and he goes, slash. I was like, oh fuck, he slit her. Like he stabbed her.
Nah.
No, he fucking perfectly cut open her blouse. And
dude, who doesn't get their blouse perfectly cut open every time somebody pulls out a box cutter? You know what I'm saying?
And so there's just there's that weird moment, and then the guy shows up and saves her, and she's in this compromised position. Yeah. And she feels embarrassed, and anyways, the show, it's just not that good. I think there's like maybe the one thing I would say there was the fight scene between the two of them with the swords. I thought was pretty decent.
It was fine. Yeah, like just the story sucks.
Yeah, it's super shitty. It's weird because like it's super anime at points, and then times where it's super serious or whatever, and it's just over the top. Like the whole like the thing where she's just like, you have to change the world. Like it doesn't make sense what that means. No, it doesn't explain like, oh, maybe they're like some sort of like in some family that has some sort of power or something. I'm assuming
you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah,
dude.
It's just not a good show. Here's the most frustrating part. The show would end and there was still some stuff happening while the credits were rolling, fucking Prime just played the next episode. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, fine, I got to scroll back and try to do this again. And so I had to do like 3 or 4 times, and it finally played through, and it's like, cool. So the end part was him, after she agreed to date him, he goes up to her and he goes like, hey, what's up? And she goes, don't fucking talk to me, you pig. And he's just like, what?
Why is she being such a bitch? Oh, that's right, because we have to keep it secret, and I'm a fucking idiot, and this show's bad.
Yeah, Blocka or whatever. You know, bad
classic. So speaking of Amazon Prime shows,
nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
Karakuri Circus by Studio Voln. They do things that are like, you know, similar to I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Yeah. Okay, so
and it's based off of a manga. Yeah, this show was what's up.
This show's pretty cool.
Really curious to see if there's going to be some super dope shit or if it's going to get trash.
So here's the thing with this show. I like parts of it, but I also think it's not that great.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like the style for the show, it feels kind of old.
It looks old and like shitty. It's from like shitty anime era.
Yeah, like, you know, like what really tipped it off was like one of the
mid-2000s.
One of the guys that we met, like he had a mullet. Like that was the hairdo of choice that they picked on him. I'm like, dude, fucking they gave him a mullet. I was like, ugh.
And he's also like a big old tough cool guy.
Yeah, he's a big tough cool guy that for some reason has a seizure. He doesn't make people laugh. Here's the plot summary real quick. Little boy loves the circus.
True.
Circus is evil.
Yeah.
Flash to him running away with a suitcase. He meets a man. He's being hunted down by some weird like Mr. Smith looking guys, you know, some fucking Matrix motherfuckers. And then, you know, they're running away from them, and we find out that these Matrix motherfuckers are actually like not human. They're like puppets, right? Shit. And they're attacking him. And the guy, like the little boy, has this case that he's been like big old case, and he's just been carrying around with him. And he's like, I gotta find so and so at the circus. I was just told to find so and so at the circus. And here's the really convoluted part. He goes like, oh, how do you know this person? Like, I don't know this person. I just remember back in the day, and like a flashback, whatever, to the grandpa being like, yes, son. So you see, like, these are all our puppets. Our family has an affinity for puppets for some reason. He goes, hey, and then he goes, hey, if anything ever happens to your father, like if he were to fucking be murdered or something, take this suitcase and run away with it.
It's like, all right, and here I am today, running away with the suitcase, looking for fun.
And so so we're not giving it like a perfect picture, but here comes really cool shit. So he finally makes his way to the circus after being in a train wreck, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, like a legit train wreck.
A train was derailed and it wrecked into the circus. So the girl that's like she looks like a trapeze artist or whatever.
Yeah, she pops out of nowhere.
She's super slender, super like fit, big old bops, right?
She's bopping.
And she's got like a bop. She's got bops and a bobbed haircut.
Yeah.
And she's got silver hair and silver eyes, anime as fuck.
Yeah.
Opens up
a leopard print bodysuit.
No, it wasn't leopard, it's polka dot.
Well, a polka dot, my bad. Same thing.
It was a gold glittered polka dot. Anyways, she opens up the suitcase, pulls out the fucking dopest puppet you've ever seen, and wrecks fucking shit.
Yeah, because it's a battle puppet show, my boys.
So cool. So like, if anybody who's seen Naruto and long enough, they know that there's a member of the Akatsuki who his power is he uses what's it called, like chakra threads.
Yeah,
and he moves puppets.
Yep, and
he moves thousands of them. So it's a very niche market. If you like that one character,
guess what? I actually do.
Yeah, this is the ones. This season is all of that.
I want to see where the fuck this show goes because the fight was dope as fuck.
So cool, yeah.
The style looks kind of dumb and a little bit dorky.
But you kind of okay it. The big issues with the show are kind of the story's kind of lacking, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, the characters aren't too compelling. Like, I really don't give a fuck about the kid. Like, if the kid were to die on the spot right now, I would not bat an eyelash. But I really like the buff dude, you know, the big old buff guy in the fucking teddy bear suit. Yeah. He was cool. I like the trapeze chick. She and her puppet was super sick.
She seems cool, yeah.
So obviously there's some big bad. I only watched one episode.
Me too.
There's obviously some.
I watched one episode of most of these.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the main character, the little kid, is like his dad was a CEO of some corporation.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
And that's why they're going after him. So that's kind of just a pretty simple story. Yeah, I mean, I'm really invested in the show just to see more puppet fights.
Yeah, me too. And you know what? If I watch a couple more and it's still delivering, I'm gonna finish it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So who knows what to say about this other than if puppet fights sound cool? Not like
hand puppets.
This is like animated. So it's not,
Like,
that Thunderbolt fantasy or whatever. It's not like that.
It's really cool. It's like these are like really big, heavy puppets, and she manipulates them with these strings on her fingers.
Yeah.
And it's intense. It looks really good.
It looks really good. So the next show we're going to talk about is Iridoku, The World in Colors, made by PA Works. They've done a bunch of stuff. Angel Beats, Shirobako. This is an original show. And I am really curious to see what this show is all about.
Trip, I've watched 3 episodes of the show.
And?
I like it.
Yes.
I don't know. It's weird.
I watched 3 episodes. Don't know what to say about it. Just check it out.
Here's my defense as to why I watched 3 episodes and not 2 episodes of other shows. I watched the first episode, I'm intrigued. I watched the second episode, was like, okay, cool. And I watched the second episode later at night, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, and there's a third episode, and it started playing automatically. I was like, well, I guess I gotta watch the third episode. Like I just kind of like fell into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this show. Okay, first of all, looks really fucking good.
PA Works constantly crushing it.
Like even if it was like, I mean, he had the worst story in the world, but like I was like, wow, this just looks gorgeous.
Exactly.
And at least you're invested there.
The show starts out and it's like future fireworks. And I'm like, are you fucking with me? This is so cool.
Dude, you know what's funny is that I didn't realize, because I was watching the show and I didn't even realize it was in the future.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's with all these people? They had weird like dots right next to their head. And I was just like, what the fuck's going on? And then I was just like, am I tripping here? And then the grandma shows up and she says like, oh, thank God you waited. No, she calls the grandma on some weird screen thing. I was just like, oh, it's like a phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I will disbelieve that, it is a little that we can have that technology in Japan right now. Okay, so still me not
didn't click.
Still me not knowing it's the future. Then the fucking grandma shows up and he goes like, "Oh, thank God you're here. Okay, cool. So here's this fucking magic time traveling device that I have, and I'm gonna send you back like 60 years later, bitch." And I was just like, "Wait, there's magic in this show?" Yeah. It was, and I was just like, oh, "Okay, cool." And then she goes back to it's about a girl in the future goes back, I think it's 60 years.
Yeah, something like that.
So she ends
pretty much until now.
Yeah, she ends up in 2018. And in this world, magic is a kind of a readily accepted thing. Like she comes from a family of mages,
Yeah, people know about magic. Mm-hmm. People don't really fuck with magic.
But people have magic.
People do magic.
And
yeah.
some people have magic shops and they sell trinkets and stuff.
But that being said, this is not like a fantasy show whatsoever. No. This is like a real life ass. Like if you want to go down, buy some clothes, buy a little bit of magic, head back home, you're good to go.
It's like it's like going to like your Spencer's gift. You're like, hey, cool, you want to buy a whoopee cushion? It's like you want to buy some fucking sparkly fucking magic salt, and here it is.
Don't see why not.
So you go to 2018. That's what I really like about the show, because I was just like, oh great, it's gonna be just like a super fantastical thing. It's like, oh no, it's just kind of like a magic's just a thing in this world, and it's not a big deal. And people, I mean, like it is a big deal, like when bad things happen because of magic. But for the most part, it's just like, yeah, there's fucking people have magic.
All right, so people now understand what the world is. Mm-hmm. What's the story?
Okay, so this girl, she lives in the future, and she says that she at some point in time she was able to see color. Mm-hmm. And she lost that ability. Yeah, she seems kind of like she doesn't really know what's like. She has no joy, essentially. She's kind of like a bummer. And so her grandma sends her back in time to 2018. Mm-hmm. And it's not really explained. She doesn't explain why. He says you got to go.
Talk to my grandma.
Yeah, talk to my grandma.
Talk to your great grandma.
Take this letter. Go see me in the past. I think it'll really help you out. And so she goes to the fucking past, and she ends up in some boy's like room that she doesn't know, and she gets out of the room, and people see her leaving the room, and they're the boy's friends by happenstance, whatever. Yeah, and they kind of help her out, and they take her to where she needs to go. She meets the family, her family, right, her ancestors in quotations, and they're just like, okay, whatever you say. I don't know what's going on, but like, hey man, if you're supposed to be our family or whatever, you could crash here. It's super cool. There's like, yeah, he's like, wait, you're from the future, and there's like, yeah, no big deal. We are magical, so this is believable. Cool. Like, that makes sense to me. I don't know how it works, but sure. Like that fucking daughter of ours will send you in the past. That's shit she would totally fucking do. Anyways, she comes to the world, and she ends up getting enrolled into school. Yeah. But before that, she kind of has a meeting with the boy that she ended up in his room, and she forgot her earring thing, which is some future cell phone thing or something like that. And while she's getting it back or whatever, anyways, at some point in time, she sees him drawing on like some sort of tablet, right? Uh-huh. and
she sees color
for the first time. She sees color, and it's amazing.
Oh
it's like
my God.
It's dancing all around her, and she's super stoked. And then it's taken away because he closes it and leaves, and she just wants to see it again. So
yeah, that's essentially the end of the first episode.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the end of the first episode. And I mean, I've seen a couple more, but from what it looks like, she ends up going to school and she befriends these people, and she kind of just has to figure out what she's doing or whatever, what her deal is.
I'm pretty excited to see what it's about because it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that the main character is like a bummer.
Yeah.
Just because like that's not typical.
You know what I like too? I like that the main character is a bummer. I like the main character is a bummer and a girl.
Yeah.
And I like that the counterpart is this other boy who does not give a fuck about her. He's just like it's not like I feel like a lot in
He's just like, no mom, there was no girl. I don't really give a shit. Whatever. You're fucking weird. Yeah, and then their friends are like, so you're fucking a girl? Yeah. And he's just like, I don't know. It doesn't fucking you guys are come on, man.
You know, it's just like a lot in anime whenever there's like a really beautiful girl, all main characters that are boys instantly become just like,
oh my God, I need to be friends with her.
I need to be your friend. I need to do this. I need to make sure that like we're cool. But he is just more like, yeah, you're a pretty girl. Whatever. I just want to do my fucking art. Leave me alone.
Yeah, just let me live my life.
Yeah.
Gosh.
In the second episode, there's a bit where like it confronts her. He's like, look, I'm catching a lot of flack from you, coming out of my room. And I keep telling people you were there because of magic, because you're a mage. He's like, could you just do some fucking magic to prove to people that you're a mage and people could leave me alone? And she feels really uncomfortable with doing magic. She doesn't like magic.
She doesn't like magic. Magic girl, super good at magic from a super magic family.
Doesn't want to do magic.
Doesn't want to do it.
And she's just like, fine, I'll do your fucking magic.
What's she do?
That's a little sizzle.
What's she do?
She makes a star.
Ooh, cute.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's that show. I think I'm gonna watch it. I really like it. I mean,
I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Episodes in.
Yeah. Definitely gonna watch that. I would recommend this to people. I would recommend it to people to check out. So check it out. All right. Well, you want to talk about some Crunchyrolls?
For sure, man.
All right. Cool. So, Bakumatsu, made by Studio Dean. They've done things like Konosuba, Log Horizon. This is based off of a game. Do you remember this at all?
Bakumatsu. Yeah, is this the one where it's like this like Sword Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this
is the Sword Boy show of the season.
This show's about a bunch of pretty boys who are also swordsmen. And I don't like it. I think it's super
so
shitty.
Fucking bad.
And the biggest issue, and I know you caught it.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's the tropes in anime or whatever. Like, hair are different colors or whatever.
Get ready for my very specific notes about the show after you say it.
So here it is. My notes might be the exact same thing, but what it is like, so what they'll do for hair is they'll add a reflection, some sort of glare.
They'll add a little bit of sheen to it. Yeah.
So who is a main character in the show because their hair will have a reflection, the sheen to it, and in the center of it, or like 3/4 of the way down, there'll be a fucking emblem in the shape of the sheen in the shape of an emblem describing or like representing what clan they're from or who they are. And it's like that generic like diamond made up of 4 diamonds or like a lotus or a fucking
it's all this
infuriating.
Simple shit. Yeah.
I can't stop seeing it.
The whole deal with it is the people that made this show clearly thought, let's do something original and let's do something really cool. And that's what they came up with. But holy shit, it does not work. Like what they did, I think that what they did is actually pretty smart. Like you could really tell who the characters are and it's pretty interesting and it's cool. But also it just looks like shit in the end and it looks dorky as fuck. And they clearly did not realize that.
Yeah. What's your notes
my notes say about the whole show, since we haven't gotten into the plot, I'll get into the plot with my notes as well. Sword dudes with hair highlight shapes try to steal a time manipulation stopwatch.
Yeah. My notes just say gay ass hair reflection patterns. Lame or whatever.
Yeah, because it's my day in like Suck City. It just wasn't good. So the whole show sucks. The characters are boring. It's this whole like, oh no, we're like going back in fucking time. It turns out we're actually in an alternate timeline and shit's like old school as fuck for some reason, but also not. And there's like this crazy ruler at the top of a giant mountain that just showed up and like,
yeah,
what the fuck? It sucks. Don't watch it.
It's a bad show.
This, just so you know, is what I want to make Kyle watch.
This is pretty bad.
It's pretty bad, but in like a weird way. And I feel like we've been giving Kyle things that are too consistent.
No, I think I have it. The show that I want to give Kyle is not this show, but I'll tell you when it is.
Because I'm open.
But this
I'm
one
really
is,
open.
This
to
one
ideas.
for sure is just like it's just bad. I only watched one episode, but I can't not stop looking at the hair reflection thing.
It's so gross.
And it really pissed me off because I totally agree. The people who made it are for sure like, this is gonna fucking kill him. It's gonna change the fucking game.
You know what? It was smart, but it was fucking stupid when it happened. It's like, it's the people that come up with ideas and not the people that come up with how it's done. Like,
or how it's going to look.
Essentially the engineers are like, nah, man, that ain't going to work out. Yeah. And then the idea people are like, but we need it and you will make it work.
Funny, it took me like 2 seconds to I'm like, what? I feel something's really weird. And it's like, and then like once the intro song starts playing, I was like, oh my God, I can't stop. It's everywhere. It's so bad. So cheesy. It's fucking lame. Anyways, next show.
Next show, we're talking about Zombieland Saga, made by Mappa. They've done Kakegurui, Banana Fish. This is an original show.
This show's good.
This show good, boys.
This good anime right here.
Yeah. Look out, Devilman. We got a new rap show.
No, this is where I disagree. I haven't seen that episode yet, but no, there's no way it's better than Devilman.
No, it was just a fun little rap thing. Yeah. So essentially the plot of the show is cute girl getting ready for school. It's the morning. Mm-hmm. She's, looking pretty. She's having a good time listening to her J-pop. It's playing on her computer. She's having a good ass time. She's singing it. She's dancing. She's got the whole like, oh man, don't want to be late for school thing.
But it's good. It's a good moment to point out that she is also like sending her audition tape to join a J-pop thing.
It's true.
Like she's inspiring like J-pop artists or whatever. Like, or she wants to be an idol or some sort of shit like that.
Yeah. So like pretty much you've just set up the groundwork for a cute girl anime.
Yeah. I was super stoked. I'm like, oh cool, she's gonna go to school and have friends. It's gonna be great.
And honestly, it's looking good.
It looks good.
The music's good.
Pacing's great.
The show so far, not something I care about, but it looks and it sounds and it's all just good.
Yeah.
She gets fucking railed by a van and she dies.
What's funny is
in the first 2 minutes.
She gets hit and it's like, I was like, oh fuck, she got hit. And then we saw it from like 4 or 5 different angles for like a minute. I was like, oh my God, this bitch is fucking dead. There's no way she didn't die. That was so great.
I know, right? I was like, oh, this show's amazing.
Yeah,
just like the second it did that. And then she wakes up in some spooky ass like haunted house. Mm-hmm. And she immediately is just like, oh, fuck, there are zombies here. They're trying to get me. I got to get the fuck out. So she gets out of the house. She's running down the road. She sees a policeman. She's like, hey, help me, help. He's like, hey, what's going on? Like, hang on, I'm getting up there. He seems like a little bit surly and drunk, maybe. And then he sees her and he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, what are you? What's happening?
He shoots her.
And he shoots her straight in the chest. And she's like, what the fuck? And essentially, he gets knocked out really quick or something.
No, she sees a reflection and she sees that she's a zombie. She's like, fuck. And then I think someone clocks her over the head and takes her home or whatever.
Yeah, but also the like police guy gets knocked out. Someone clocks over
him in the head. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then, so she gets taken back. And that's when she learns, hey, you're a zombie. You're awake now. All these other girls are also zombies, so.
But they're not awake yet.
Whatever. And then this is like my favorite bit of the whole show so far. She's just like, well, how did I turn into a zombie? And the guy who's dressed up, he looks kind of like a shitty magician kind of guy, I guess.
Yeah.
He's got like sunglasses and like a weird ass suit type thing. And he's just like, well, have you ever seen a zombie movie before? And she's like, yeah, sure. Well, and then he's like, okay, well, then you have your answer.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, no, what?
That makes no sense,
like, no, it's all the same anyways.
It doesn't matter. Move on. He's like yelling at her. He's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, you've been dead for 6 years. Get over it. It's like, what? You've been dead for how long?
Just fucking dropping all this knowledge.
Yeah.
And she can't get any answers.
And then he's like, let's fucking get ready for this week's performance. You're like, excuse me?
Yeah. So she is in a... I don't know if I would call them J-pop, but she's definitely in an idol group.
Some sort of musical group, yeah. It's not very clear what their genre is yet.
So it starts out, the only place that they could get a gig is at this little metal club.
That's open mic, yeah.
Yeah, so they go there. They're getting ready for their show. All the metal fans are like, what's up with all these like cute girls? Because they're all in makeup, so they don't look like they're zombies. Mm-hmm. What's up with all these cute girls? I don't really know what they could like be up here for. And she's up there and she's like, hey guys, thank you so much for like coming here. This is our name.
And they're like, boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Like, oh, okay. And then the director dude starts playing the music, and it's this heavy metal music. and then all the zombies start just headbanging like crazy. Like apparently zombies love metal music, and they're like headbanging in a way where their necks are snapping like each time that they go forward and back. And then the main character girl is like, okay, I'm getting it. And they just start screaming, and it's like a big old metal fest, and the metal fans are going nuts. And I'm like, I'm into whatever the fuck this is.
What was super fun is because they were headbanging super hard, and they were like, like all of them were headbanging to the music, like the zombies were. And because of the fact that they're zombies, they're like bending at angles that shouldn't be able to bend. And they're like, one of the guys like, holy fuck, how are they headbanging like that? They should be fucking dead. Like their necks should be snapped. And it's just like they give so much props, and people start cheering. And the lead or whatever, she gets into it. She just starts like yelling super hard. It's like, wow, this is so much fun.
There was some like stage diving and stuff. Yeah, it was dope. So after the first episode, essentially all the characters wake up except for one. Yeah, at the very end, one of them still a zombie. And it's like, okay, well, come back next week or whatever. And I didn't really know how I felt about it because I'm like, animation was good. It was fun. I like a lot of parts of it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it could be a show where it just kind of dies off after half the season.
It might get boring or whatever if they don't if they don't add stuff to it.
So the second episode, whoa, fucking, I liked it more than the first. Mm-hmm. I'm getting into this show. Essentially, they go and play at a different place. So they're playing like I think it's like an old folks home. Mm-hmm. Just old people are there. But there are a couple of the metal fans from the first episode that are there too, because they're like, oh fuck, we gotta see these girls. Like, we have to see them go. And instead, they're supposed to play this song, but it's not really working. And there's just like an internal struggle with the group. They're not clicking with each other. It's just not working out. And then they get into a big old fight, and they throw like parts of the zombie girl, the one that's like still a zombie. They like pull off her arm, put it back on, pull off her head. The head goes into the crowd. They're pretending like it's magic. And then they've been told like, hey, whatever you do, don't let anyone know that you're fucking zombies. And then into the mic, the main character girl is just like, well, they're going to find out that we're zombies if you keep this shit up. And then everyone's just like, oh shit, I don't know. And then they're kind of arguing in like a way
back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like it's a rap. Yeah, exactly. So then in the background, the head guy, the director guy, just starts like
beatboxing, making a beat for them,
and it was so fucking great. I loved it. They're arguing back and forth, rapping.
Yeah,
it's a fun show. It's getting better and better. I'm excited to see and learn like what each of the characters' conflicts are, and see if we could get some internal resolve. It kind of feels like Angel Beats in that way, where it's like, check out this weird ass premise. Also, we're going to get emotional with some characters. We haven't gotten the emotional part yet, but I feel like it's going to be there.
No, so it's a great show. I really like the way it looks. The music's fun. It's funny. The bit that the thing I really like about it, like a lot, is the manager guy.
He's great.
Everything he does makes me fucking laugh. Like, he's just like explaining what the group is and his convoluted idea. And like, there's a part where he's just like introducing all the the group members. Yeah. And he gives them all super hyped stuff. And the last one's like, it's fucking Karen or whatever. And he's just like, and he's like, what? He's like, what? What? You don't think that's enough? You're like, and he's like super aggressive. And he's like, we're gonna do this shit. Like it's. He's super hype, and I like him a lot.
He reminds me a lot of Kyoma from Steins Gate. Not like the regular ass like Okrin, but like the Kyoma.
Like the mad scientist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's super. He's super over the top, and I think it's a good show. And I think I might continue watching it. Yeah,
definitely. Like, there's no reason not to watch the show. It looks good. It's free if you don't have Crunchyroll, but you watch it like 4 weeks or whatever, and later it's free. Like, watch this show. It's dope. Next up, we're going to talk about Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. This is made by Cloverworks. They've done Darling in the Franxx, Persona 5 the animation. This is based off of a light novel. Those of you that don't know, Cloverworks is a subsidiary of fucking...
Trigger?
Not Trigger. I don't remember. Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting? I want to say PA Works, but I feel like it's not.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Wow. I mean, I feel like
what's the fuck?
Such a shitty young man.
The only one that I know subsidiary is that I know Trigger has a new one. What's that one called?
No, it wasn't. It was who Trigger was working.
Oh, A1 Pictures. A1 Pictures.
A1 Pictures. Yeah. Thank you.
Go fuck yourself.
God, I hate this shit. So Cloverworks is a subsidiary of A1 Pictures. Okay, they were like a smaller group. So this is their like first bigger show that's like It's based off of a light novel, but this is more original, I think, than Persona, because Persona's already had some anime. And Darling in the Franxx, they were a part of A1 Pictures, and then they kind of took over Darling in the Franxx as the people that are working on it. So yeah, this is their first little piece.
Cool.
And honestly, looks fucking great.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. This is another show that I liked. So
I do too.
I watched more than one episode. I watched, I think, 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
I heard the 3rd episode is incredible.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty solid show. So here's the quick lowdown of what's about. So we have our main character, and he runs into his senpai, who's like a girl that's in a school that's older than him, right?
Yeah.
And she's like in a bunny outfit, and he goes like, "Oh, that's fucking weird," or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever's. And then we later find out what's happening is this girl who used to be an actress has gone on a hiatus, and she's been noticing that people don't notice her anymore. Like not like you're like, oh, I don't know, like they just physically can't see her. She's invisible.
And they call this puberty syndrome.
I think
it manifests in different ways.
I thought it was adolescent syndrome.
Puberty syndrome, whatever. Same thing essentially.
Yeah. So what it is like she's kind of testing, and she wears this bunny outfit, and she kind of goes around and sees how bad the situation is.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where like a lot of people don't see her.
Yeah, most people, like she can't even eat because she can't buy food.
For sure. And so our main character sees her, and so they start talking and have this sort of friendship that blossoms, and it's like he kind of takes it upon himself to be like, okay, well, I also kind of went through adolescent syndrome in a different way, and I want to help you. And the way what happened to him isn't too explained. Has been explained.
It just has like some family stuff going on.
But he like opens up his shirt, and there's this fucking gnarly scar on his chest, like 4 big old fucking gashes.
Was so intrigued so quickly.
And he's just like, I was like, fucking, because there's this rumor that he hospitalized some people or something like that.
Yeah.
Or some big old fight went down. He goes like, nah, I woke up one day, I was bleeding fucking profusely from my chest, and this is what happened. I got hospitalized because of that. And he takes it upon himself to help her and try to figure out how to, what's going on and how you can fix it. And what I really like about this show is, first of all, it looks great. Second of all, it's interesting enough. Like, it's like, and there's this, there's also this really good banter I feel like they have. Like,
the dialogue in this show is better than any of the shows this season. Easily.
Solid. Yeah, solid. And the actors are doing a great job of acting. They're not just saying
they
lines.
feel like really genuine people.
Absolutely. And like I said, like the banter between the two main characters, like they're super witty, and he's like, and it's not to the point where like, oh, I don't believe the fact that they're like in high school or whatever. It's I'm like, oh, cool. I can disbelieve that they're in high school and they're pretty smart. They're not like idiots or whatever. They're not just like...
No, exactly. They're very capable. I mean, clearly she's like a huge actress. Mm-hmm. She's clearly done something
and he's pretty
shows
smart.
That she's out. Yeah.
He's not an idiot. So I really like this. Have you only watched the first episode?
I only watched the first episode, yeah.
Well, the second episode, really good. Third episode, you're right, is also it just keeps getting better in my opinion.
And I guess this is just what I've read, because I keep up with anime even if I don't watch it. I kind of I have my little feelers out, seeing what's good. They say that the third episode feels like if the show ended there, it would have been good.
Honestly,
so this feels like, I guess, they could have made a movie.
Yeah, no, this would have been a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that it's not. It's interesting that it's a series, because I did kind of feel that way after watching last night's episode, because I watched it the other day. I was kind of just sitting there being like, I wonder if that's it. Because that kind of feels like a resolution. That kind of feels like, that should have been the last part of the arc. And
it's crazy to me that it's 3 episodes in and you already have that much. Like, they fit in a lot of dialogue. I feel like it's like Monogatari levels of dialogue, with like more interesting stuff going on. A little less of the like just banter for the sake of banter, and a little bit more like we're talking about plot related things constantly.
And here's one thing, there for sure is like there's a little etchiness in there. Like, for sure. Like, it's
just a touch.
It's definitely in there. They do talk about sexy stuff, like, because they're at that age. It's this whole
they address that really quickly and in a mature way.
Absolutely. It's kind of interesting that it's not just like, hey, let's just talk about boobs. It's like they talk about these kind of things, and it's like, wow, these are very mature and capable teenagers or whatever.
And then on the other hand, you have like the daily lives of high school boys.
Who is just like, hey, fucking wear this bra and skirt, let's take pictures of you.
No,
so one thing I have noticed after watching this third episode, it looks like they're adding other characters, and they're obviously girl characters, and so this might be because
it might kind of turn into a harem type thing
a little bit, because in the intro you see it and he's running through stuff, I'm like, oh cool, and then you see like there's one girl, another girl, there's more than one girl in his life, and
so he's just going to be helping out all these
I
girls.
think he might be helping out these girls, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe this issue hasn't been completely resolved with her, so there's still stuff there. I would really hate it for it to turn into like a classic harem. If it does turn into a harem, I hope they do a good job of
this is like a good harem.
Yeah, at least they do a good job of being like, look, it is a harem, but it's still a solid show with all the things that I liked about it.
Because I'm not against harems. I'm against bad, cheesy, pointless. Because like I really like the idea of no game, no life, where it's not just a harem. It's like a girl and a guy, and then all of their girls that like want to like support them and just be their slaves.
For sure.
So depending on like the situation, harems can be good.
No, so I mean, I'm looking forward to watching more of this show. It looks great. I'd recommend it to a bunch of people, honestly.
That's dope. I'm excited to see more. Let's talk about a show that's maybe on the same level, maybe not. It's up to you to decide. Space Fish Between the Sky and the Sea, made by TMS Entertainment. They've done other things like Relife and Orange. This is based off of a game.
Really? They did Relife and Orange, huh?
I wanted to put that because of the juxtaposition of what the fuck did I just watch with
and
like
the things that they made.
It could have been these.
Stylistically, I think it
looks pretty good.
Because Relife wasn't the prettiest show. It was pretty cookie cutter or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Orange, I feel like looked really good.
Yeah, because it had this like realistic style to it.
But the stories for both of them, I mean, I liked Relife a lot. And
Relife was fun.
I enjoyed it. And
it wasn't like my favorite show, but it definitely held up.
I liked it a lot. And then Orange, I remember also liking.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they made these two things, and then like the show has that vibes of like that. It's not the prettiest thing, kind of like what's it called? Like Relife.
Yeah.
But it for sure has no story. This is a space fish one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this show sucks. I didn't like it.
What's
honestly.
it about, Juan?
Okay, so it's about a girl who weird. So
because I feel like the plot is more important than how it looks.
I mean, that was a lot of it.
No, I know, yeah.
So the plot is there's this. It's the future, and space fishing is a thing.
Hell yeah!
I maybe I missed it, but there's like
no, you didn't miss it.
There's like these spheres in the sky,
yeah,
and people from Japan need their fish for their sushi. So space fishing is a thing, and I thought I was tripping out when I heard this.
Dude, this is legit. This is as real as it gets.
And it's now been a thing where like women have now been admitted to the space fishing program.
Hell yeah!
And so our main character is she's becoming a cadet, and
how old is she?
I think she's 16.
Sure,
yeah,
maybe.
No, she is 16.
She looks young as fuck.
No, she looks young as fuck when she's like, normal, but when she's in her fucking space suit, it's like, boom, bitch, you 22 and stacked.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyways, so she's trying to go to the place where she's learning, to become a space fisherman. That's kind of a weird thing to say, but she accidentally, in some convoluted way, gets herself stuck in actually going into a rocket, going to space, and gonna go fish because some men are being sexist to two other girls who are also trying to be space fishermen.
Don't you dare.
And so then they get in their fucking pods, and then they're explained to her like, oh, you don't know how to do anything. It's cool. Open up the app on your phone and download a deity. And like, excuse me?
And she's like, my phone's dead.
My phone's dead. I don't have a battery. And like, what? And so then they open up the app and they download the thing or whatever, and they pick a deity. And then they're in their little pods, and they go into the space water bubbles to get the fish. And they use these. They call them. What do they call them? Fly fish. Fly fishes, which is their pods they're going in. And the deity gives them special powers, like they'll summon their power sword, or they'll use their fucking net, and they fight space fish.
It's so bad, you guys. And, it's so bad.
The two space fishermen that are there, who are men, the three of them successfully save the women because they're incompetent. And I mean, in real life, it's not that they're incompetent. It's more that the fact that one of them has not been trained to be a space fisherman yet.
Whatsoever.
All she knows is she wants to do this, but she's never.
Why does she want to do it? Nobody knows.
And so then they get scolded, and then there's like, cool, see you fucking in episode 2. This is based off a video game, right?
Yeah.
I had to look this up. There's no fucking ways it's based off a video game. Oh my god, it is. It's so bad, dude. This show.
How fun was the game?
This show, I couldn't find, I couldn't
play
download it,
it,
but I
I played all of it.
Did you?
Yeah, I beat it.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Oh, fuck. I don't
have
think
the
you
time
could
for that shit. Fuck that.
It's an Android game. That's why I remember not
okay,
being able to find it. But I remember it being like Android. Anyways, the big thing I really don't like too is, again, they're 16. One of the girls is 17 or 18. And they dress up in their Power Rangers spacesuits.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's super over the top sexy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's it called when like girls, it's like the leggings have the strappy things.
It's like lingerie. I don't know what it's called.
It's a part of the lingerie.
It's like a lingerie type thing, yeah.
Their suit has that. Like, it's a part of it. Like, they're walking backwards and you see like the legging part of it, like the little strappy parts. And it's just like, but the guys who are space fishermen have normal looking suits.
Yep.
But the girls' suits are super sexy and very Power Ranger-esque with their individual colors. And this show's trash. I don't think it was the worst show I saw, but it is like...
It fucking sucked.
Oh, man, it was bad.
I don't have any notes for it because it was so memorable because it was so bad. I just have space fishing, the show about this and that and that. And then my notes are just like space fishing.
Yeah.
That's all that it really... It's just so fucking dumb.
Oh, it was... it's not a good show.
It's fine, though. It's fine. Whatever.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Unless you want to watch it. Do whatever you want.
You could also want to watch Run with the Wind. It's a production IG show. Mm-hmm. They've made things like Haikyuu and Attack on Titan. This is based off of a novel.
This gave me huge Haikyuu vibes.
This felt like Haikyuu if like Haikyuu wasn't as fun as it is.
This show is a sports anime about
running,
like cross country running.
Yeah,
and I actually really liked it.
Oh, really?
I think it was visually like really appealing. I think it had like really nice like visual points to it.
Yeah,
and they have like one of those, what's this show like a cast of characters. Like it's not just like 2 or 3. It's like there's 10
ensemble
of them. Ensemble cast, right? Like, and they all seem really interesting and fun.
Yeah,
and I really like the show. So it's about it's a university and like they don't have a cross country club, but all these people are living in this house for pretty cheap and pretty free or whatever. Yeah. Like it's ridiculous. And so the main guy is just like, I just need to get 10 people in here. I just need to get 10 people in here.
Yep.
And he finally gets his 10th man, and they're like, oh, cool, you got your 10th man, congratulations. And he's like, hey, did you guys ever notice that this little sign outside the door and it says like, cross country team house or whatever? It's like, yeah, you guys once you guys agreed to live here, you guys agreed to join the cross country team.
Tricked.
And they're like, fuck you, what? Like, one's like a smoker. 2 of them are like, one's a huge like manga guy. Like, all he does is like read, and one of them is, I think he was a former cross country guy, but he seems to be scorned or whatever,
Yeah, he like, I don't know, same old story at the rest of the cross country type things. He like broke his ankle or some shit.
Yeah, that's the main character. The other guy is like, he was he stole something from, he was like the guy who
stole it for the store.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I've only seen the one episode. That's all there is really much to it. It's about a team and they're going to run cross country over some mountain in Japan. That's the goal. That's what they're going to do. I think it looked good. I'm going to continue to watch this.
It did look good. Keep me up to date with it. Because honestly, it looked like it had a lot of the right elements, but it didn't click with me. And I don't know what part of it didn't click.
I don't know.
Because people that watch this show, by all means, like, I get you want to watch this show. Totally makes sense. I don't know what it didn't have that I need in a show.
That's interesting because, I mean, Sierra and I talked about it. Like, we just texted each other about it, and she also really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'll keep watching it. And if it gets bad, I'll tell you. But I have high hopes that it's just going to continue to get better, and I'm going to enjoy it. So.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, honestly, the animation looks pretty good. I think one of the characters looks like the Kageyama from Haikyuu, the prince guy.
Okay, yeah, no, that's the guy that stole the
king or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I know you talk about. Yeah, he's the one that stole the food from the convenience store. He absolutely looks like him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, looking at it, I was trying to explain to somebody like what the show looked like, and I was like, it kind of looks like Haikyuu. Was what I was trying to, know. And then to find out, it was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. It looks like Haikyuu.
It's by Haikyuu.
Haikyuu looks better because it's like there's all those actions and there's so many many seasons of it.
Well, it's hard making running
super
look
exciting.
As interesting as all different kinds of super high octane sports. Yeah,
I feel it for sure. Cool. What else you got?
So we're going to talk about Jingai-san no Yomes. It's made by Seita. It's based off of a 4-koma manga. This is the weird alien llama show.
Oh yeah, I think this show is 3 minutes long, and a minute and a half of it, I kid you not, is like intro.
All right, so this is my notes on it. I think that this will accurately describe what the show is. Dumb-looking boys go to school and marry crazy creature things.
Dumb-looking boys. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Look, man, I thought the show was pretty funny. There was bits that made me laugh.
It was still on my queue because I'm like, I want to see what else fucking happens in this. It was weird as fuck, and I'm just watching, and I was like, and everyone get ready to marry their aliens.
What's super funny too is like,
hang on,
they get to like, hey, you got chosen. You have now been chosen to be someone's wife. So even though they're male, they're chosen to be the wives. Like. And like there's parts where he's like, I guess come into my house. I'm like, I guess this is where we live now. And he goes, I'm gonna make dinner. And he like hugs him. He's like, wow, you're super soft or whatever, And I don't know what it is about the show. I thought it was funny. It's interesting. I don't think it's
it's so short format. It's one of those things that like just put on a couple of episodes, like, whatever.
I'm not dying to find more about it, but I feel like it's going to be kind of like Crossing Times a few seasons ago, where I was just like, I mean, it's only 3 minutes long or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll probably watch this, but not like it's not at the top of my list. But it wasn't bad by any means. It was for sure weird and funny, and I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, next up, we're talking about Zhuan Yuan's Sword Luminary, made by Studio Dean. This is based off of a game.
So my notes for this here, tell me if this is right at all, okay? My notes for this was, where is it? Okay, it goes bad Avatar.
Yeah, I have Engineer Fire Nation, motherfuckers attack China girls.
Yeah, it was bad Avatar, horrible pacing, looks like shit. That's what I wrote.
All right. To give you guys a better idea of the plot, so there's a girl, she loses her arms, and then somebody gets like a magic band to summon and protect the girl wolf person. And then there's a slave boy, and he makes things real good.
Yeah, no, it's a weird show. It's about these fucking nation that's attacking other nations, and that's why we have the Avatar vibes.
Honestly, because it was so clearly like, oh yeah, that looks very Fire Nation-esque.
And that's when the fucking Qing Dynasty started, like, and that's when when it was coming up,
right?
I literally said, and that's when the Fire Nation attacks.
Exactly. Like it's hard not to look at this and think, I want to watch Avatar. Shit, my phone. Fuck.
Yeah, did it die?
No, I just got a text, which I didn't expect to get. Considered it's on airplane mode.
Sorry, man. But dude, it's not good. It looks really bad. Like, she finds this weird bamboo thing, and she opens it up, and a weird robot chick comes out and fights for her.
Yeah.
And she also has this really epic sword, and the animation's bad. There's like, it just doesn't look good. The pacing's all over the place. Like, it's just maddening how quickly things change, and it's
Fuck this show.
Yeah, this was my vote for the worst show.
I totally get that. It's either this or the other one, and they're both about weird sword stuff.
Yeah, that for sure.
I feel like it comes down to a flip of the coin.
Yeah, no, this one's really bad. The other one was really bad too, but I don't.
It's tough. They both suck in different ways.
I think it's gonna have to boil down to which one might be the ugliest, because they're both, one might be a little bit uglier than the other one.
Or you know what? We could just give it to Kyle to decide.
Yeah, here, Kyle, watch these like lame sword shows.
Which one of these do you want to watch?
Okay, well, we'll let him know. But that show's shit. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Unless you're Kyle.
And then you have to watch it. Fuck you, Kyle. Watch that shit. Hey, speaking of fuck you, Kyle, you remember that time I got reincarnated as a slime?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Anyways, it's an anime now. It's called That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. It's made by 8-Bit, who has done things like IS, Infinite Stratos. It's based off of a manga.
We've heard about this for a while just because it's got such a wacky name,
Right. As soon as I heard the name, I was like, I want to know about That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
And then you bought a couple, I don't know if you bought one or two.
I bought one
volume of it, like the manga from when we were at Anime Expo.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew what this show was, like a little bit.
Yeah.
I really dig it.
I'm so stoked that this show is on this season.
It's
Holy
super
fuck.
fun, man.
It's really great because the first book, it covers a lot. Mm-hmm. Essentially, I think we have 3 episodes out now, and we're like a little more than halfway through the first manga book. Mm-hmm. So a lot of stuff goes on. Essentially, for anybody that doesn't know anything about this, there's a guy who he's got really nothing going on in his life. I think he's like a 30-year-old virgin or something like that.
But it's not like he's like doing bad. He's just he's doing okay.
He just doesn't really have anything. Like he has no special interests. He's just pretty much just working. He has a couple of friends, but no like really close friends.
Yeah, he's
or
like,
family.
I make good money. You know, life's okay.
Yeah,
but you know, life is just kind of life or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just getting through it, going through with emotions. Yeah. Everyone else is happier and better than I am, and that kind of sucks. And then there's a crazy man, and he's coming by, and he's just like running through the streets with a goddamn knife.
Yeah, the way you do in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So our main character boy protects his two friends by shoving them out of the way, and he gets stabbed and killed in the street.
He gets stabbed so fucking hard, man.
Yeah, and he's just like, hey, do me a favor. Wipe my whole hard drive.
Don't let anybody see that shit.
Just destroy the fuck out of it. Which also feels like kind of a real ass thing.
Yeah,
so
like a realistic thing, yeah.
It starts out with that joke and you're like, okay. And then as he's dying, it goes through. There's like a voice that pops up and it starts like saying like, you have acquired this thing. And
he's saying stuff like, oh man, if only I would have, done this. Like I wish I could have done this or whatever. And then that voice says like, cool, we'll put that in the fucking log. You now have this predator ability or this other, it's like, I wish I could have, manipulated myself into other circumstances or whatever and like been able to, absorb things, easier. And then he goes like, cool, you have now acquired this thing. It's
great sage ability.
Yeah, it was super weird.
For being a virgin for 30 years.
Yeah, for sure. It was super weird. Like, because I was like, I'm not really sure where this is going. Because I like I said, I didn't read the book or so I was like, but it felt very video game-esque, Yeah. And, he dies essentially, right? Spoilers. Super hard spoilers. He dies.
It's and like Zombieland Saga.
So he wakes up and he's just this little blob, right? This slime.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what he is at first.
Exactly, because he has no eyes. He has no sense of anything.
This was interesting because in the book, it was like everything's black and it just got like text here and there. And I was like, how are they going to put this in a TV show and make it more interesting? Because reading it, super dope, totally fine, way into it. But yeah, then they were able to do a good enough job, like showing stuff the way that he sees it as a slime before he has any kind of ability of knowing what the fuck's going on. So it's a lot of like, oh shit, hang on, Mike might fall. We're okay. We're all good. Okay. But yeah, essentially he's just like popping around in some dark ass cave and he rolls over a flat, like a plant and he's like, what's up with this? And then he absorbs it and it gets stored and he like goes around just absorbing all the plants and stuff that he can. Then he realizes, oh shit, I could absorb these rocks too. So he's absorbing all of those and just all these minerals and whatnot. And then he finds out, I think in the first episode, he finds out that he can turn all of that shit that he just got. Yeah. He can make potions. So he just makes a fuckload of potions.
Well, he's just like, she's like, oh yeah, like, he analyzes the things and it's just like, it's like what it can do is make, and so he says, so it's kind of like me making some sort of potion for health. He's like, yeah, and she goes like, yeah, sure. And then I think it's visualized as physical potions, like, but I don't think it really is. I think it's more like the ability to heal.
Yeah, it actually is potions.
Is it actual potions?
He could give it to people. Like he pops out a potion and can pour it on somebody.
It's like very video game.
This is very very video game, but very very anime too.
No, it's very, and it's like, but I think it's like very well done. It's not like
it's incredible.
I don't think at any point I was lost. It did kind of take me by surprise when there's a point where he finally he absorbs enough shit. He acquires eyes. So he can actually see the world. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I kind of forget that he can't actually see.
Yeah, well, that's not the way it happens exactly. He bumps into like some shit and he's like, oh, fuck, what was that? And then a giant, terrifying sounding like dragon motherfucker is talking to him, but he doesn't know it's a dragon. So he's just like, this asshole thinks that I could see him. Like, fuck you, guy. And then he's like, hey, man, quit saying that shit. And he's like, why is he still talking to me? Like, what's going on? She's like, quit being such a dick. And he's like, oh shit, wait, he could read my thoughts?
Right,
like he's not saying anything.
Speak it either, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I could read your thoughts. I'm super fucking magical. And he's like, I can't see you, man. I'm sorry. And he's like, all right, here, hang on a second. Let me just like really quick give you the ability to see some shit really quick. Like, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but the dragon gave the slime the ability. Yeah. He's like, oh, fuck, you're a giant dragon. Yeah, he's like, but here's the one thing. We have to be like cool with each other. You can't just run away.
You gotta promise not to be scared of me. Yeah. He's like, yeah, sure. No, I guess what I'm saying is like, there's a point where he learns to speak. Like, and he absorbs a bat and then he's like, oh, now I got vocal cords.
Exactly. He has like sonar now. it's super cool. They like slowly develop it in a way where he's just absorbing shit and he's gaining those attributes of like the different monsters and whatnot that he's able to absorb. Essentially, the show is going to go on, like you could tell it from the title card and the intro. Eventually, he turns from a slime into like a person.
Yeah,
like he has some kind of a cosmetic. I don't know actually if it's cosmetic or if it's just something else, but he has like some kind of an ability which turns him into a human.
Yeah, like a humanoid kind of creature. Yeah. But then he'll be fighting and he goes whoop back into blob mode and comes back up into human.
And it's like a little girl that he turns into.
You know what the thing is? I think it's it's kind of ambiguous. I can't really get a good look at her. It kind of looks feminine, but it might just be like a pretty looking boy.
I'm cool with either, man.
Yeah, it's whatever. You know,
it's cool
because gender, like he's a blob now. There's no real gender or whatever.
Yeah, and reading the book, there's a part in it where it's just like, you know, and it's hard to tell the story when there aren't any like girls in it. And sorry guys, like even though this is just as, you know, good old transfer to another world and I'm becoming great or whatever, there are no girls in this story. But don't worry, there are gonna be girls.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just thought like, I don't know what this is exactly going to be. So it's going to be like a weird ass harem is what I figure.
Probably.
So I'm into it.
I do. You know, I think it's fun. It made me laugh at bits.
Yeah.
I really like the part where he's talking to the dragon and the dragon's like tsundere as fuck. He's just like, I don't care for friends or whatever. You dumb idiot. And he's just like, wow, it's fucking tsundere as fuck dragon. What the fuck?
Right? Like what's going on with that?
Don't go. I've been alone for 300 years. You can stay or whatever. And then in the second episode, they give each other names.
Yeah.
And oh my god, did I lose my fucking shit?
The dragon's like, oh my god, I love that name.
He's just
that's such a fucking good name.
He's like, you call you Tempest. He's like, yeah, he just roars. He's like, fuck yeah, that name is so fucking dope. like a surname essentially.
It's hella funny.
He does absorb the dragon in a second. Spoilers again. But and that part kind of confused me because I'm like, is the dragon gonna come back eventually or something?
Well, the dragon made an agreement that like, hey man, you absorb me, and that way I'll get to go out in the world too. And it never really explained, like, is the dragon going to come back or not?
That's what it is, yeah.
So in the first book, it doesn't address that, just so you know.
Okay, cool. So I am curious to see if the dragon comes back. It'd be cool if the dragon just, like, pops out one day. Because I was expecting it to pop out soon. But I guess it makes sense for him to absorb the dragon and acquire some of its powers.
Yeah.
And now the there's like we got a quick glimpse of like people in the world in quotations, and they're just like, hey, did you fucking hear that dragon that's been locked up for 300 years is gone? Like, yeah, it just fucking up and disappeared. What the fuck?
I think the best part about this whole show is that it is about a slime, like the lowest enemy in so many games. Everyone knows the slime from Dragon Quest, the dorky looking fucking piece of shit with eyes. Yeah. Well, this guy is essentially that, but he's the most powerful being that's ever existed, essentially, because he has one ability that's really good.
To absorb everything and kind of make it his own.
Yep. Yeah. So super into the show. Everyone should check it out. It's taking isekai, the in another world genre, and it's fucking going to town with it. It's great. It's good, yeah. So next up, we'll talk about Double Decker, Doug and Kirill. This is made by Sunrise, and they've done Tiger and Bunny.
Yeah.
And Daily Lives of High School Boys. Yeah. This is an original show. This feels like bad Tiger and Bunny.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's about like in this world, they're like there's cops and there's these people who get altered by I don't know if it's drugs or magic or whatever, and they go through phases and shit like that. And he is now a part of a special police force to hunt down these superhuman creatures or whatever. Yep. I really didn't like it. I didn't like the style of it. It was kind of ugly, like the way they would dress.
Yeah. They tried to be like cool and like, oh, check out this. This is a cool detective style, but like not.
And they had like really like doofusy looking like haircuts or whatever. Yeah, and
it was all just funky.
It just didn't match.
Essentially, a quick little summary is a cop and a detective are forced to team up, and they are taking out all these people with powers. There are heroes that have powers, and there's a lot of people that are using that like kind of power stuff in a bad way, and then it takes over their body because they're using like an enhancement drug, and they're trying to take that out. But the most important thing is there's a shitload of bad 3D.
Oh, yeah, no, the 3D shitty as fuck. And at the beginning of the first episode, I was like, oh, is that shitty 3D? I can't tell. And then I was just like, I'm not really sure. And then like the outro or the intro plays and like, or like coming up next week is like, oh, no, it's just really shitty 3D
It's just
animation.
really bad, yeah. There's lots of bad. Which is, Tiger and Bunny had 3D animation.
And it was fine. Yeah, I liked it. It was cool. It took me a while to get used to it, but it was a good show. At least it had that backbone of being like a good characters, good show, good premise. This show, I feel like, has none of that stuff, and it just doesn't look good.
Huge bummer, considering considering that I liked Tiger and Bunny. I would have been down for a detective cop type show.
Even the detective part kind of bums me out. Like the boss keeps giving people nicknames, and he seems like a very like, oh man, like this character
sucks.
I feel like we've seen him too many times, and he's just super shitty. Just
feels the same.
Yeah, I know it's super played out,
lame.
Yeah, so no good, not for me.
It's all good. SSSS Gridman by Trigger. They've done things like Kill la Kill, Darling in the Franxx, and SSS Gridman. This is a show that comes from multiple sources of media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it was. I feel like wasn't it like a kind of like a Power Rangers before Power Rangers was a thing?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I feel like
it's probably been like a super classic anime. It's probably been a manga. It's been like everything.
It's a TV show. I remember movies. I remember like catching some reference of it. I feel like in Ready Player One when I was reading it, like, oh, I remember that. So yeah, it's like this anime is essentially that show like in a more modern. I mean, not modern, like a revamped way. Like, hey, I guess like Gridman. Here's SSS Gridman, and we're Trigger, and we're doing it.
Yeah,
I don't really like it.
No, it looks good. Don't really care about it. I want to see the second episode of it just to kind of assess, like, all right, well, what's going on? Maybe it could be more interesting.
It gets better.
Yeah. Essentially, our main character boy, he, for some reason, has like a special power where he can see Gridman in this old school fucking computer for some reason at his schoolmate girl's
pawn shop.
Yeah.
But he also has amnesia, and his parents are also out of town for 3 months or something like that.
So, of course, they're like, all right, get rid of the parents. Cool. Now we got a high school anime. Next up, amnesia. We could do anything we want to do with the plot. We're all good there.
Because our character's an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, that looks kind of like a kaiju. And then it turns out that he can turn into a giant ass mech fighter
to fight
guy
like kaiju robot things or whatever.
So this is just a kaiju show.
Well, yeah, and then it does the whole like the school got destroyed the day before, and then the next day no one remembers it. Everything's back to normal, and they're like, oh, how can no one remember this? And it's that whole like that idea of being like it's the Power Ranger effect or whatever. It's like that glossiness, that mist that people don't really see.
Yeah.
I don't think the show's for me. I don't know if I want to try another one. If you keep watching it and it gets any better,
I'll let you know.
know.
I might watch a couple more, but just because it looks really good.
I think it looks okay. I think there's some 3D stuff in it.
There's some, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I really don't like that all the 3 main characters have like blue eyes or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I don't know. Parts of it, definitely not good. Other parts, I want to see what's up.
Yeah, let me know.
We'll find out. So next up, we're going to talk about a show that a lot of people have been talking about. So if you haven't heard about it yet, well, that's your fucking problem. Goblin Slayer, made by White Fox. They do Steins Gate, ReZero, so some like darker type things. This is based off of a light novel. And they have since revised when this first came out. They now have a warning that pops up when you watch the episode.
Yeah, like a viewer discretion is advised. This might hold some content not, suitable for everybody, blah, blah, that kind of stuff. Watch at your own risk, some shit like that.
They should have really had that when it first came out.
Yeah.
But whatever. It made a huge fucking commotion.
Well, this show's brutal as fuck. Like
it really is. Okay, our basic plot is this is in a fantasy world, very similar to video games where they're adventurers and they go out, they get these missions.
They join a guild,
do all that shit.
They get experience, all this stuff.
So our main character is a brand new healer. She's like a priest type character, and she joins up with this cute little group.
And when you say brand new, it's like, oh, how brand new? Like she can do 3 miracles in a day. Like, and she only knows 2 spells,
She's like a level 1.
Damn, it's like, that is shitty.
Fresh off the fucking boat, dog.
She just started. She just got done rolling her fucking character sheet in D&D or whatever. That's how new she is.
She's like, sup guys, I don't even have a backstory yet. Let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah, she meets her shitty friends and they take on like one of the lower missions. They're like, gonna go kill some goblins in a cave because goblins are just evil in this world, so they need to be killed.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, goblins, those low level monsters that anybody can kill. Yeah,
level 1s, take care of them easy. Well, in this world, goblins are very, 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 very fucked up.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is they rape the women so that they can impregnate them and have goblin babies because there are no women goblin that exist.
Which is super fucked.
Yep. So they essentially keep these women.
They kidnap women, rape them, they torture them, they
turn them into like baby devices.
Yeah, it's super fucked. And in this first episode, our main character, this important character, this goes with his guild of people who are really underprepared for this because they're like goblins. How easy can that be? And then
so easy and then for somebody who's good at killing.
Yeah, but they don't know anything about goblins. They for sure, they're out of their depths, and they quickly get punished. I think one of them gets fucking brutally murdered, another one gets poisoned, and then one gets very viciously like raped.
Yeah, just straight up in the first episode.
Yeah, it's like super.
All really quickly happens,
and we were talking about this, brutal as fuck. Yeah. It's actually done very well though.
It's not done in a tasteful or classy way, but it's done in a very real way that makes you feel like they're not pulling any punches. They are doing this because this is the way that this happens in the world. They're not doing it because
these are monsters that are evil. It's not like, they're not exactly. They're not pulling the punches. They're letting us know how it is, but it wasn't, I don't think it was too graphic. I think it was like that was the good amount of it. And it just brought the seriousness of the show. Like it was like, hey, you thought you were gonna have a good time. You thought this was fucking Sword Art Online. You thought this was this. Yeah. It's like, no, dog. No, this isn't that one time I was reincarnated as a slime. This isn't that show.
We're not about to pick up some girls in a dungeon.
This is fucking Goblin Slayer. Yeah. Like this is fucking real. And I remember talking to a homie about it who likes the manga. And I was like, hey man, have you seen? He's like, no, but I've read the book. And I was like, dude, first episode, so brutal, blew my fucking mind. He goes like, fucking dude, you have no fucking clue. Like this manga, because it also got turned into manga. It's like, it's so intense, and he's super excited to see it. And I was like, look, man, I'm really excited to see it too. It's solid because Goblin Slayer, who is this fucking, I think is an adventurer, right? Silver class adventurer.
Yep.
He shows up and he kind of dedicates himself to killing goblins.
That's all that he thinks.
Fucking kills the shit out of goblins.
He's just counting them as he kills them. Yeah, and it was brutal, intense, really well done.
Did you watch 2 or 3?
I just watched 1.
Dude,
man. I've been waiting.
No, I know.
It fucking.
I get it. That's right. But I want to let you know that there's a bunch of depth in these characters. Like we get to find out. I don't know if it's 2 or 3, what episode it is, but we get to find out why Goblin Slayer is the way he is. And I was like, damn, that's a fucking solid backstory.
Good.
It's really cool. The one issue, like, if you got to nitpick about one thing, they do times where Goblin Slayer's armor is in 3D or whatever CG.
That's true.
And it's kind of ugly, I mean, there's no shying away from it. Like, it's for sure noticeable, but it's still a really brutal, awesome show. Because there's that 2D stuff that we get to see, and it's pretty fleshed out.
Well, the 3D animation, I feel like it's one of those things that at this point, it's seen so frequently that it's only going to get better. But
it's something that's going to stick around. It's not going anywhere.
No, it's being used in enough big, successful shows.
Yeah, we're like 2D is for sure something that they pride themselves on. Yeah, it's something that is still booming over there.
Oh yeah,
but 3D has for sure made its way into the industry, and it's for sure going to stick around for a while.
It's the future.
But yeah, this show. Solid show. I am really excited to see where this show goes. And the second and third episodes still have the same tag. Like it's just. And now I think they're just covering the bases. And there's no rape since episode 2 or 3.
Yeah,
but they're still violent as fuck. So,
and I hear that it gets dark later in the same way that the first episode does. But the first episode, it starts out and it does not fuck with you. It's just like, this is the show. Get fucking ready.
Cool.
So,
yeah, good show.
Anyways, on to another show about rape. Dekaichi, I'm being harassed by the sexiest man of the year, made by Cloverworks, based off of a manga.
This show's pretty bad.
Yeah. This one's kind of a weird one for me to explain. So essentially, it's just a bunch of gay models and actors, and some of them are like using their power in the industry to kind of abuse other ones. Yeah.
No, so our main character is very proud of the fact that he's won like actor I want to hug the most for like 6 years running or some shit like that. And then at first I was like, oh, hug, because they're like soft and huggable.
Yeah, sure.
But no, it's like, it's in a magazine, so it means fuck, like a person I want to fuck the most, right? And he's super proud. And then he just recently finds out that he's now ranked second.
Yep. And
the person he's ranked second with is some guy he's worked with in the past, and it's up and coming actor, and and he's kind of jealous and blah, blah, blah. And our main character is kind of shit. He's not a real good guy. And then they go out drinking together because they're working on a movie, I think, together. And he drinks a little too much. He becomes kind of a dick. He pukes on himself, right?
Something like that.
And then the other guy, the new actor who got voted number 1, is just like, hey, I got this video of you. It's so funny. Haha. And he goes, please delete it. I'll do anything. And it's just like, cool. I want to fuck you.
Like, oh, no,
and he's like, what? He's like, yeah, I want to fuck you right now. I was like, excuse me? And it's like, he starts like forcing himself on the other dude, which again is wrong. There's no consent there. No. I want to make that very clear. He runs to the bathroom. This guy chases him down to the bathroom, knocks the door down. Is like, I'm gonna fuck you. and it just like becomes really awkward because then I mean they don't fuck that night, right? And then they go back to work and they keep talking and it becomes a little awkward, and like he explains to him like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and then he's like, oh, I'm inspired by you, I love you so much, all I want to do is fuck you. And then the very end of the first episode they fuck, and it's like, cool. I mean, my head is like, what can the next 11 episodes be? This show's, it's not good. It actually, like, visually it's okay, it's not the ugliest looking show, but I mean I don't think it's like a bad show to the point where like I want to give this to Kyle, because like it has that, there's that, we always often give Kyle those like shows with those weird sexual vibes.
Yeah,
this has a weird sexual vibe, and the sexual vibe is people just want to fuck each other and like just because or whatever, and it's like and it's okay to just force yourself on people apparently, and I don't know, man,
this show's fucked.
It's not a good show. I don't think it's as anything good. It looks kind of good visually. It's not the worst thing I've seen.
It's just not for me in any way. I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the story. Fuck it, I'm done. Next up, we're going to talk about Uzumade, made by Doga Kobo. They do things like Plastic Memories, Gabriel Dropout. It's based off of a manga. This show is fucking weird.
Is that what you got?
Essentially, it's a slice of life show about this maid girl that has one eye. So she has an eye patch over one of her eyes, and she's obsessed with this little girl. This I think they were German.
Well, they're like half German, half Japanese. Yeah. But she's like blonde hair.
She's super fair blonde, skin, blue eyes, all that stuff. And when she was like a really little girl, I guess the maid was down in the dumps, and she saw her with her family and how sweet she was, and it really touched her heart. So she became obsessed with this little girl and decided that she's going to be like the best fucking maid of all time.
Well, no, she decided to become the best fucking pilot of all times.
Whatever. And then I think one thing leads to another. She loses an eye.
Yeah, she can't be a pilot anymore, and decides now I'll be the best fucking maid of all time.
Yeah, so she just like comes there and she's like, hey, you need help watching your kid? Yeah, I'm going to be the best at watching your kid. Don't fucking worry about it. Hire me.
It's super weird because it's like the reason they need a maid is because the mother had passed away.
Yeah.
And so the daughter is now very like antisocial. She's run out a bunch of other maids. Like she's shooed them away. And she's like, no, it's cool. Let me take care of your daughter. I fucking love her. I've loved her for fucking years. She's my own inspiration. All I've ever wanted to do is take care of a little white girl.
It's a weird show.
I like it.
You do?
I think it's funny. All
right.
The fucking the maid chick never ceases to amaze me. I mean, to like stop amazing me. She does crazy stupid stuff. She's yoked as fuck. She makes some bomb ass curry. I don't know. I thought it was, and at first I was like, oh, this shit's kind of ugly. And then there's a scene where she's climbing the pole, right, to look into the little girl's room because she wants to make sure she still lives there. She doesn't want to apply for the job and not have it be the little white girl that she's obsessed with. And the little girl gets scared as fuck and runs down the stairs in a very good sequence of animation. I thought it was super solid, super good flow. I was like, wow. And then what? The show's not that bad. I think it's funny. I don't know how long I'll keep watching it. I do want to keep watching it because I think there's a little bit of merit in there. It makes me laugh, and
it was by no means a bad show. It's just one of those shows that I'm like, and I'm not going to invest my time in this one this time.
If it gets really good, and I think it's
I'll let
you know. But I can't imagine it. I think it's super weird. I think the character, her as a character, she's
odd. A fun character. It's very weird, and
I'm also obsessed with little white boys. So
yeah, you are. We definitely need a slice of life show while we're watching these like dark, fucked up shows, right?
Like, nice. I just saw Goblin Slayer. He raped a goblin. That's nuts. And now I have to watch this little girl get taken care of.
You're watching Bunny Show, and you're like, oh my god, that little girl just got sliced open by like words.
That was so gnarly. Dog.
Yeah,
good show.
It was. Good shit. So anyways, check that out if you're looking for a slice of life. Doga Kobo, they always do their slice of life shit, and it works for them, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
So next up, Hinomaru Sumo. It's made by Gonzo. They've done, Welcome to the NHK. They've done Strike Witches. This is based off of a manga. This is not a show that I'm going to keep watching, but I like it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It's about a guy who's like he's a little shit. He's tiny. He's got red hair and scars over his body.
Yeah, but when you say he's tiny, you mean he's short because he's yoked as fuck.
That's what I mean. He's tiny, like his stature is low, and he is not like heavy like a sumo should be, but he is jacked, like he's thick or whatever.
Absolutely.
And he wants to become one of the best sumo wrestlers. I guess apparently in sumo, the best sumo wrestlers they get like nicknames out of swords or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
And he wants to be one of those. He wants to be the best out of them. And so he kind of looks, he he's a really helpful dude also. Like, so
He's just a nice fella.
he gets sidetracked a lot, and he's trying to go to this school who has a really good sumo like club, but he keeps getting sidetracked, and he ends up actually going to the wrong school seeing the sumo club there, and there's a big fat guy,
and he's the only one in the sumo
and
club.
he's sumoing with him. And he's like, oh, it's super fun, and then he's just like, oh, I love this school, I can't wait to go here. And he goes like, wait, what school? He's like, oh, that's the wrong school, you're at this school actually. And he goes like, oh shit. And then he goes sees the club, and there's like a bunch of like street toughs who've taken over the club and taken advantage of it.
Like, this is fucked up, man.
And so he's decided to like, he'll fight for the honor of the sumo club, and like he cleans all these fucking thugs out because he's a fucking badass. And then at the end of the first episode, it's like a whole new school year, right? Because he was at the end of middle school, he's going to go to freshman high school.
Yeah.
And he signs up, he goes to that school. He decides to become a sumo wrestler in that club or whatever. And, just kind of because how these animes go, there's only 2 of them. They're going to need to acquire more sumo people because, most clubs require at least 4 or 5 club members or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
So...
honestly, it looks like it's going to be a fun little
sports
show. Yeah,
I think the sumo part of it's really fun. I've never really watched sumo, but I know
sumo's pretty cool.
I've never like been engaged. Like, oh, can't wait to watch. But I've seen sumo things. Like, this is pretty. Like,
it's intense.
I like watching this video of he's an American or a European guy, and he's like in sumo, and he's not big like this guy.
Yeah,
and he's going up against a big guy, but he just uses his momentum and his technique, and he does really good. I'm like, wow, this is cool.
It's pretty neat.
So I don't like the way the show looks. Honestly, I think it's kind of ugly. They're not drawn very
the style
well.
Is a little bit like it's that same like 2004. Like
it just hit me. It has that 2004 like that circus show style. It has what it is it's that Beyblade style.
Yes, it's Beyblade.
It's Beyblade anime. That's what they went for,
and that's like 2002.
Yeah,
or some shit like
that. But it's that hair, it's that style, it's that the structure of their bodies. So it's not visually stimulating. No. I don't think it's very pretty. But the sumo parts are super fun. I don't know if I'll continue watching it, but it's a solid sports anime.
Yeah, it was a fun little time. Next up, we're going to talk about Miss Vampire Who Lives in My Neighborhood. This is made by Studio Gokumi, who's done Surizuri Children, which was that little fun show. I don't know if you remember it. It was about all the different couples in high school. Yeah, that one's cool.
Super short clips of them, yeah.
And it's made by Axis, who did Siren. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, it's the one about the boy who goes to school, and he's like the girl that they go to like a club, and she's kind of a thought or whatever. I know exactly what it is. Yeah.
Is that really? Yeah, I remembered it. Was it like kind of 3D?
No. I was it Sirens?
No, it was SEIREN. Siren.
I don't know. I think maybe we're thinking about a different show.
Probably. Anyways, this show is based off of a 4-koma manga. And
it sucks, dude.
So this girl loves this vampire girl. She's like, oh man, you're a vampire? That's so fucking cool.
That is so cool.
I'm in love with you. And it's just like a cute slice of life show. Nothing really happens. It's super forgettable. This is probably the most forgettable show of the season.
This show's boring as fuck. It's just that generic, like, you're cute and I'm going to be your friend, and I live here because that's what the plot says it's going to happen or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not good. I don't know why anybody would watch this. I get that there's a market for these kind of cute shows. There are better cute shows than this, so go watch those.
Definitely. All right, and we're going to talk about just one more show, which is another cute show, arguably the best cute show of the season, in my opinion. Anima Yo, made by Doga Kobo, based off a 4-koma manga. It's cheerleaders, and it's a really well done slice of life about cheerleaders. Our main character, she gets inspired. She's like, holy fuck, it's so cool how they all support each other and they're all a team. And that's just great. I want to be a part of that. The only thing is I'm afraid of heights, so I don't want to be up high. And she's trying to get like the cheerleading shit going, and the best cheerleader who like inspired her to be a cheerleader no longer wants to be a cheerleader.
Why? So, we'll find out next time on.
Yeah. So she's trying to prove like, hey man, I got the stuff, you got the stuff too. And she's hanging up
together. Let's rub our stuff together.
Yeah. She's hanging up in a tree, and she's like, hey, join the cheerleading team, doing like a little cheer. But she's fucking horrified of being up high, and she's like, get down from there. And then she just jumps off. She's like, it's a trust exercise. And she's like, what the fuck?
You could have broke your leg, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's not that the show was bad. I just don't think it was for me. It's not.
Oh, it's not for me either.
I didn't like it. It just, it's whatever.
I was just kind of impressed considering that all the other like slice of lives that
were pretty lackluster. Yeah, absolutely.
This one felt like it had the most personality.
This one tried a little bit more.
Yeah. This one, it felt good. If you do want to watch a slice of life this season, I think that this and Uzumade are the two best options, and they're both made by Doga Kobo.
Is the weird marrying that llama thing a slice of life?
I don't know what to call that because it's 3 minutes long, so it's really hard to call that anything.
I don't know what that is, but I feel like that's also kind of cute a little bit.
Yeah, but that feels a different because like slice of life, cute girls doing cute things. You know, they're
synonymous.
different.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, so for the season, what do you think you're going to be watching?
Yeah, man. This season, I'm definitely watching Zombieland Saga. Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl. I'm going to check out some more of Karakuri Circus, Iridoku, The World in Colors. I'm gonna keep watching That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Did I already say Goblin Slayer?
You haven't, no.
Okay, definitely Goblin Slayer. I'm not sure what else. I'm gonna watch what's it fucking called? Now I can't remember. Tsurune, the archery one.
Oh yeah, for sure. I need to watch that. Yeah,
I'm gonna keep watching that. And if you let me know if Run with the Wind
gets better. Yeah, if I think it like just becomes amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bunch of stuff. I mean, obviously we always drop stuff because things stop getting good eventually.
Oh, and I'm gonna watch at least one more episode of SSS Gridman.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think for me on the stuff on Prime, I'm for sure continuing to watch that.
Those two.
Yeah, the ones that you said, the circus
Karakuri
show
Circus,
and the one about the color.
Iridoku, The World Without Color or something.
Yeah, those are solid. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, one's super solid. One is just like I really want to see puppets fight.
Yeah.
For Crunchyroll, I think there's more stuff that I'm gonna sure watch, like the running show. I really like the bunny
Run
show.
with the Wind, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl.
Let's see, Goblin Slayer. Obviously,
Yep.
that shit's way up there.
That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. You're watching that one.
Yeah, because it's like
same thing.
Yeah, it's the same show. They're in the same universe. Actually, it's a shared universe.
Dude, you're about to get to the Goblin episode of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Dark as fuck. They all rape each other.
No, I think I saw the trailer for that, like the preview for that.
Yeah,
or
no, they look just like dorky.
Yeah,
and cute.
they're dorky as fuck. Yeah.
I like them.
What else is there? I don't know. I mean, I think the Uzuma I might continue to watch that. I thought it was pretty fun. I think I'm gonna watch that the llama show.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna check out more of the llama show.
I think I'm gonna watch the llama show when it's all done. So I'll just pound through all of them because they're super short.
It's true. I'm gonna say the name again. It's Jingai-san no Yome.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this up real quick just so I can look these over again.
It's all good. Zombieland Saga. I didn't say that. I'm definitely watching more. Watch episode 2. Episode 1, I wasn't convinced. Episode 2, I am watching every episode and I'm gonna love it.
I think I'll watch that second episode. It wasn't that it was a bad show. Just be like, okay, cool. I mean, if it doesn't change, then I can't keep watching it. If it's just like, now we're going to do this type, it's like Glee. It's like, now it's a different genre of music. Now we're going to do this, I don't think you can do that.
I can definitely do it if they keep expanding on the characters and they keep making consistently fun jokes. Because like in the second episode, you're learning about this biker chick and she's like in a biker gang and whatnot. And she's like, man, we're all so fucking hardcore. And it was cool seeing that, considering that the main character is not at all like that. Their personalities are so different.
I think that's it, man. I can't really look at anything. I'm like, oh, I missed something super glaring. I mean, obviously, a bunch of stuff are going to change. I mean, I'm still watching Banana Fish from last season. Yep. Is there anything else from last season still going? I
think that's the only one that rolled over.
I had to finish up also the fucking Angels and Demons thing, the Demons of Death or whatever, Angels of Death. Just because it's not.
You got like 2 more episodes. Yeah.
I'm really stoked to not have to watch it anymore because it was really fucking shitty. But I had to finish it just because, But yeah, for reals, there's a couple shows this season that I'm like looking real forward to. Yeah. And there's other shows I'm just gonna watch. But real talk, hasn't been a season of like everything being a dud.
No,
we've had those seasons.
It's crazy. Yeah, where we're watching it, like even all the bad shows. None of them feel like
we've seen worse
fucking
shows.
Horrible.
We've for sure seen worse shows.
No, you're just watching and you're like, all right, well, it's not for me. That's fine.
Yeah. Or it's just, it's not that good, but it's not the worst thing I've seen in my life. Yeah, for sure. Cool, man. That's the show. Sierra sent us a text. I don't know if you saw it. We were talking about next week doing Hidive for a topic.
We are.
But guess what?
Not.
Friday, Castlevania Season 2 comes out.
Oh, I do know that.
Do you want to do that instead?
I mean, why can't we do both?
Because I got a fucking school stuff to do, you dick. I don't have a job where I can just watch anime during my job.
I don't either.
Well, yeah, that's what I want, though. So we'll have to talk about it.
My friend texted me today, and he was like, "Hey, man, would you say that like anime is like your biggest like passion or hobby?" And I'm like, No.
Cleaning my belly button's like biggest passion, you dipshit.
Ooh, that is a good one.
It's a good one.
But I was like, no, man, like the podcast is, and then anime is kind of just like a part of it. I
anime
guess
happens to be a part of it, Doug. But
Yeah.
if we were, talking about cleaning our belly buttons, you know how many fucking listeners we have?
Ooh, baby.
Anyways.
Well, I don't know. I was thinking about Anime Expo, and I'm like, I love Anime Expo, but it's mostly because like I get to get all these like toys and shit, and I get to see all that new shit, and it's fun. But like if I went to E3 or something, I'd be like, oh, cool, look at all these new games
that I can't
like,
play yet.
Yeah, or I have to wait in line for 3 hours to play them, and that's literally all.
That's a break, Doug.
So I don't know. Anime's dope, but hobby? I don't know.
I feel it, Doug. So we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do. It's one of those two. I can't do both. Just because of the way things pan out. So you can suck a dick.
Okay, well, I'm gonna continue watching Hidive and Castlevania.
I will probably be watching Hidive also, just so in 2 weeks from now, if we do that, then I can also talk about it because I'm that busy right now, Trip.
Yeah, sure.
Sierra's just like, you should do a better job at the podcast. It's like I fucking want to. But guess what? I don't get graded on the podcast.
No, it's true. Yeah, no, you're focusing on important shit. I'm focusing on way more important shit than you, though. The fucking podcast. The thing that I do for free every week.
Oh, they don't pay you?
No, they don't pay me.
Oh, I get paid.
Yeah, I know you get paid. I'm the one paying you.
You get $3,000 a session.
Yeah, I pay you.
It's insane, yeah.
It's insane.
It's the only thing that
you
keeps me going.
convinced me. You were like, hey, man, you want to start a podcast where you pay me $3,000 every episode?
And you're like, well, I do have a bunch of money just laying around.
I'm like, I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. So, yeah, sure.
Cool, man. Okay, so next week's episode, it's to be determined.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple of dope things.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
what'll happen.
Anyways, thanks for listening. If you like our logo, hit up Erin from turbytops.com. She's super cool. And I bet you anything, I haven't looked, but right now it's October. And so in October, I think people do this thing called Inktober.
I bet you 10 million Euro bucks
that she's probably participating in Inktober because real artists do that. Guess what? I am not. I'm not a real artist.
Oh, shit. You're not?
I'm just a shitty animator.
Dog, I'm not a real artist either.
Anyways, check her shit out. She's super dope.
She's pretty cool.
If you like our theme song, check out Tom Nasser. He's on SoundCloud and YouTube. It's Nasser, Nasr. Trip, where can people find us?
You can find us on Facebook if you want to look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast Benefit.
You could go ahead and shoot us an email, instantramenpodcast@gmail.com. We're other places too. You could find us in the description below. There's like a million fucking things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you so much for listening.
For sure.
I hope that we've helped you narrow down out of the 40 different animes which one fits you for this season.
This is always a longer episode, so thanks for sticking in there with us because we try our best to give you enough information without being in too much.
Yeah.
And there's shows that are really bad we want to talk about, so we do. And there's shows that are really good we want to talk about, so we do. And there's just shows that are just
we're just like, you know what? It's just kind of bad. Check it out.
We just
or
say
not.
the name
Fuck
and
you.
that's it.
Yep.
So, anyways, thanks for sticking around.
Thanks, guys.
This is bye from Juan.
See you around from Chris.
Hey Trip, don't forget.
I'm a big old slut.
That's hey Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.
There it is. Good job.
Because I'm a big old slut and I need hot water to get hot and ready for you, baby.